Greetings, everyone. It is Dynasty Mirror Search for Huru. Thank you so much for joining us. As we always do, before we get started, guys, make sure you go to dynastymirror.com. Again, make sure you go to dynastymirror.com. While you're there, buy some merchandise, buy some books. Also, join the email list so you guys can stay up to date in regards to what's going on with Dynasty Mirror, the brand. Also, like, share, and subscribe to the content. Again, like, share, and subscribe to the like, share, and subscribe to the content. Like, share, and subscribe to the content so you guys can stay up to date in regards to what's going on with Dynasty Mirror. And also, we really appreciate your guys' support. And then become a monthly Patreon. Again, become a monthly Patreon, patreon.com. Search for Huru. Today's topic, I have my brother from Pan-Africanism Strikes Back, Brandon. And today's topic is, has new black media already sold out? Brandon, go ahead and take it away, bro. Introduce yourself, jump right into it.
Hey, how's everybody doing? My name is Brandon, and I have a YouTube channel called Pan-Africanism Strikes Back. I also have a YouTube channel called Necessary Roughness that I'm starting up. But as of right now, Pan-Africanism Strikes Back is the main channel. So basically, I'm getting it.
What inspired this topic, Brandon?
Well, basically, I mean, you know, me and you, we talk sometimes or whatever, but today I did a stream on my channel, and you know, I've been on a positive run, right, where I've just been talking about positivity and just trying to encourage people to believe in themselves and recognize that they have a lot of potential that is untapped, right? So today I did a stream called Severing Your Ties to Unhealthy Emotional Attachment. When I did that stream, you know, I started talking about the type of things that we we develop attachments to. And one of the things I highlighted was the media. We have like this new black media. They've self-titled themselves, they've crowned themselves the new black media. And I was really highlighting the fact that 90% of what they talk about, or 99% of what they talk about, is pure negativity. And so it made me ask the question, will we be able to accomplish the things that we want to do by constantly bombarding ourselves with negative information, negative media, and negative stimulation? I've never met a person who said, I'm going to accomplish my goals by going into a negative atmosphere every single day for the rest of my life. I just never seen that.
Brandon, let me ask you this. Can you give us an example of some of the topics?
Man, look, I'm just going to say it reality. I'm going to start with the big dog. There's a guy on here who has a thing called the African Diaspora Network, right? I used to watch that because I love the African diaspora. And I really, you know, went there because I was like, finally, we have like a news outlet, because it's called a network, that where we can go and find out about us, our problems, our issues. Well, just to say the least, I was pretty disappointed when I went on there, and all day, every day, all I'm seeing is different videos about negativity. Karen chased this black person and wouldn't let this black person in the apartment building. Karen follows a black man in the grocery store. Police shoot a black man and this and that. You know, the same stuff that I see on the regular white media, the same fear-based programming that the white media is using to keep our people in a perpetual state of fear, which immobilizes us and makes us too scared to even attempt to accomplish the goals that we have for ourselves. What's the difference between a white person programming you based on fear and a black person doing it?
Right.
It's like these people have now gotten to the point where they are now profiting off of selling us the same type of fear, doing the same type of fear mongering that the white news networks do, while at the same time never even offering us the real information that we seek. No one, even in the audience, could tell me one African-centered project, right, that they discovered based on watching this quote-unquote new black media. Because I go on there and look, and I say, well, okay, you've given me the badge. You've told me what CNN tells me every day. Now tell me, how are we working to fix this? Is there anybody working to combat these issues? And we, as me and you both know, there are people working every day, but you would never know it by watching our media. You would think that there was nobody out here doing anything.
Mm-hmm. Okay, guys, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that like button. Yes, we celebrate Black networks and productions, but we still need to scrutinize what they are giving us. One of the
most definitely. Like, okay, why? Okay, if you're gonna tell me about Karen doing this and that in the United States, there's 1,000 Karen videos, right? It's the stream of negative imagery and how things are affecting Black people in a negative way is endless. Every day, thousands of videos are produced with Black people getting shot, killed, beat up, discriminated against, everything, right? So tell me this. Once we all know what's going on. That information has been, transferred to us by the Black and white media. Now, when are you going to start giving us what the white media gives white people? White media not only tells white people, gives them information about what's going on in the world, but they also highlight progress for white people. When there's a Dynas, I'll give you a prime example. When a space shuttle is going to get launched,
right?
Where do you find out about that?
On CNN, Fox News, MSNBC, NBC, ABC, the news. I mean, the news.
When Tesla stock rises in value, you find out about that on the white media, right?
Right.
Why is it that our media offers us nothing but negativity, things that produce fear, anger, and anxiety? Why is it that that's all they have to offer us every single day?
Mm-hmm.
Like literally, who's highlighting the progressive stuff? I mean, I know there are millions of people. There's a lot of Black people running programs. Why doesn't Phil Scott or Cynthia G or any of these people bring up these things? All they want to
Let me ask you, Brandon. Let me ask you this. I like to send the link out. I think it'll be great for them to come on and defend themselves.
They should. They should.
Okay, I'm going to send them the link.
Look at Dino 2000. It's depressing. It is. People don't want to. Our people are already beat down enough every day. You go to your job, negativity. You go to the kids' school, negativity. Everywhere you go is negative. Oh, African Diaspora News Channel. Brandon, because our people don't want to watch that. Yeah, but Phil, guess what? The news, I don't watch every part of the news. The news appeals to all the people. They put a little something on there for everybody. They don't just focus on the negative. And let's keep it real. You're basically saying we don't do it because it doesn't sell. So basically, giving your people, informing your people has become a monetary thing for you. And the fact that you would actually post that, Dynas, you need to highlight that, bro. The people actually think this guy represents Black people. He represents his pocket. But everyone's following him. Not only does he represent his pocket, he doesn't see, and this is the worst part. He doesn't only impact his own channel. He has a bunch of little cronies under him who won't give you the reality because they're afraid that he won't pay them for their content if they speak about the reality of what's going on.
Well, I just sent the link to Brother Phil because I think it's only fair if.
I'm gonna say this while he get on the link. But what I'm gonna tell you is, as long as I've been a YouTuber, every positive thing that I found out about that I've tried to share with other people and get them to promote, it all goes back to one thing. I don't want to offend Phil. And this is the honesty. I ain't scared of Phil. Phil don't pay my bills. Everything goes back to Brandon. I can't post that because I don't want to offend Phil or I don't want to offend Boyce Watkins. So we can't know the truth because we got two tycoons on top who are basically having people in fear that they're going to cut off the money supply if those people talk about things progressive. Why are our people dependent on that? Why are we doing that to ourselves, to each other? Why does the guy with 1.4 million subscribers get on here sounding straight ignorant, talking about because our people don't want to watch that in mass? So you just gonna feed them negativity because all the morons don't want to know about positivity. Dynast, you know that's ridiculous. All the kids don't want to eat healthy, so let's just give them ice cream every day. Makes no sense. That person doesn't respect your intelligence. But how do we make progress, Dynast? How do we make progress like that? See, because progress is not made by the masses. Progress is made by the minority that learns, gains information, then applies the information. So the minority who's doing work gets left out, right? So you can make $1. Okay, cool. That's fine. I'm sure that's, man, I'm not even going to bring that part up because it's irrelevant. But I'm telling you, you got to understand, these people are not for you. These people are profiting off of you. They use you to make personal gain and don't invest back in you. I actually like Jason Black, though. I feel like Jason Black is a sincere brother. He really, I mean, we don't agree ideologically, but he be talking truth.
All right, Brother Phil. Hello.
Hey, Dana, what's going on, man?
Hey, what's going on, Phil?
Oh, nothing much. Well, I'm listening to what he's saying, but that is more so he don't really understand the business side of that, and there's a business side to media. It's not just the information side, and I wish that people would consume what he's talking about in our community. No different than you consume watching a video about police, I would say state-sanctioned genocide. I prefer them to consume content, and I've done content like that. I've brought people on to how to create businesses, stock market. I brought people on to talk about parenting. I brought so many people on how to create courses so they can promote, their particular businesses and things like that. And reality speaking, I have the analytics to prove all this. That's why, I don't do this as much. 2,000 views, 3,000 views. But let me post something about a freaking Karen. You want to watch that in the millions. Do you think it's not depressing on my end that you rather watch a video about a freaking Karen than watch something about how to, maybe, if you don't know how to get a password, how to do that, or how, something Dynast is talking about that's informative. Nobody wants, based on the numbers, because everything is a numbers game at the end of the day. Now, he mentioned the mainstream media talk about this and that and the third. Well, the mainstream media is funded by not only major corporations, which they are, and also the government gives them money too, because they are the fourth estate. Okay, we do not get government funding by nobody. We're all on our own, and whatever people help us with, great. That's awesome. We have gotten to the point now, thank God, we can provide jobs for Black people here in America and throughout the world. Awesome. But media, it takes money to do media, period. And that's the side that he's not looking at. He's not looking at the business side of it.
Can I respond to that?
Go ahead.
Phil, I'm looking at the business side. I understand that everybody has to feed their family and put money in their pocket. I get that. I have a family, right? But the reality is there's a healthy balance. You have to put the positivity in with the negativity. The regular news does spin a lot of negativity, but they also put the positive things in and keep that on a constant rotation as well. If we're in this for the money, we probably should be in something else. Black media cannot thrive if it is not honest and based on the informing Black people. That is what media is. That's the job of media. That's what journalists, because what you're really doing is journalism, right? There are some journalists who are only about the views. There are other journalists who are about speaking truth to power, right? You got two channels. You got the Phil Scott Show and you got the African Diaspora Network, right? Well, if it's a network,
I got more than that.
You got a bunch of stuff, right? But let me tell you this. If you look at MSNBC, CNN, all these news outlets, they have entire channels dedicated to certain things that only a few people in society pay attention to. They have a channel dedicated to the stock market, right? Everybody's not into the stock market.
Right.
But you want me to tell you what else they do? Because they may not be able to provide it, because it may not be what their fans or their viewers are into, they at least promote the other people who spread the positive message. And I'm not saying me, because my channel is very tiny. But when I watch all the big channels, I am at a loss to find you guys ever continuously promoting. I'm not saying just doing it once a month, but continuously promoting the type of content that you claim you want to see people watching. If you wanted to see them watching it, why don't you drop a plug at the end of your show? I want people to read Dinah's books. So when I'm talking, if I say something that's related to get off your ass and cold call, I'm going to be like, Dinah, hey, like that book that you wrote, Get Off Your Ass and Cold Call. It's just like that. That's called promoting the people who are doing things that you want our people to see, right? Not simply just using a BS excuse. Oh, that's not what our people want to see. Some of our people want to see positivity. Most of our people, you got people on this channel saying, man, it's depressing to see all that negativity. What about
It
them?
is depressing. You don't
You're
think
the
it's
big
depressing
dog.
for me too? To see
You're the big dog. You can't get depressed. What you got to do is change the situation. You're bigger than all of us. You got to be the one that leads the charge in changing the situation, changing the reality. You could keep doing what you're doing, but promote the other channels that spread the positivity.
Okay. Let me ask you a question. Because this is why I'll go back to business, and it's kind of hard to go back and forth with you on this because it's a business. And how much does local media spend a month? In average, how much do they spend on media locally?
You mean mainstream media?
No. We're not even going there. We're talking about local media. Your local media,
I'm
how
sure,
much do they spend on average a month?
I'm sure in the hundreds of millions of dollars.
Okay, they spend about on average on a small scale $1 million. Now, when you have $1 million on the average to spend, guess what happens? You can hire more people to report. You can hire editors. You can hire other people that you need, PR. You can hire managers. You can hire. It's called at the end of the day, it's manpower or woman power. It's going to make sure all these stories get done. I'm limited in what I can do. I'm very limited. All I can do is so much. Yes, we produce a little bit more now than what we used to, but we have people coming in and we're getting different sides of the coin versus maybe what I used to do 2 years ago. But that's when you have a little bit more to, let's say you can pay people. Listen, you got to pay people at the end of the day. Nobody does nothing free 99. People have families and their time is worth something to them. I understand that. I went down that road before, long time ago, and it doesn't end well when you don't pay nobody. Okay, let's call it what it is. No one's going to come on my channel and do anything for free. I won't allow it because you wouldn't do anything for a job for free, right? So it comes back to money. You can't compare me or any other person in black media that's now, especially new black media, to a mainstream, a CNN or Fox News who pay their journalists, like who is it? Laura Ingraham was Fox News, gets paid $14 million a year. I can't compete with that. Then that's just her. We're not talking about what Don Lemon gets paid and all different people. It costs a lot of money. Media is expensive because it's a warfare. It is. So we have to, in a limited space that we have, okay, do what we can. That's where we at with it. Everything's back to money. Now, you say what we don't do. Well, I tell other people this. I'm not the only guy out here. You on your channel make up for what we're not doing. If you think we need to be talking about stocks, you be the stock guy. Okay? If we're not talking about something positive, you do that. I mean, if you're supposed to be a community, the community is supposed to be one guy, one lady doing it all. It's supposed to be like a plethora of people. I have a contributor program. If somebody wants to come in and do that, we can come talk to us about being a contributor. You could come in and focus on stocks, but at the end of the day, we have a platform. I heard you make a comment that you told somebody to say something where people don't want to go against me or whatever the case may be. People can say whatever they want to say. It's a free country.
This is what the people said, Phil. It ain't about how you perceive it. You sitting on top of the hill looking down like they could do whatever they want. This is what they think. It's not about what you think it's going on. It's about what people who are coming under you think. And the thing, and what you're saying is really kind of disingenuous because here's the reality. It costs you.
It's not disingenuous anything. I'm just telling you, if just as much as you speaking your piece, everyone else has a right to speak their piece. Now, I'm not going to get mad and when have you seen me make videos of anybody? It's people talk about me all the time. I'm not going to make a video.
I don't think you should get mad. I don't even think this thing right here is actually not just addressing you. This is addressing a lot of people. You just hopped on. What I'm saying is this. We are too close, right? We are too close to the point of no return for somebody in your position to get on a live stream and say, oh, I can't compete with Fox News. I can't.
You're right. Right now, I can't. Oh, you know
News.
what? Hold on. Let me. Now you mentioned Fox News. I could compete with Fox News. You better believe I can compete with Fox News. If, and let me just call it what it is. If everyone that say they love my platform like that will say, you know what, I'm gonna support this channel because I love it the way it is, and I wanted to see it grow. And if I had that, at least half of my subscribers that's on these channels, even donating $1 a month, guess what Philip would do with that money? I guarantee you, brother, I would double the people I have doing content, and I would cover everything you say I'm not covering.
And have you ran that campaign, Phil? Have you ran that campaign? I did a campaign on my channel. It was very productive. And I don't have half the viewers of you.
See, yeah, but that's not the way. Were you talking about a crowdfunding? What are you talking about?
Listen, it ain't crowdfunding. What I'm saying is this. I used to listen to NPR back in the day, right? Every so often, NPR has membership drives where they call on their listeners and viewers to donate money to keep their channel funded, right? Plus they get government funding.
Correct.
We don't do. It's like we take the easy road. Oh, it's too hard to consistently do something that's positive and put in the work to make that work. Oh, it's easier to just appeal to the lowest common denominator among.
That's not easy. That's not easy.
I didn't
say it was harder.
No. Appealing to the lowest common denominator is very easy. That's why Jerry Springer is still on the air and all the positive talk shows is off the air. We know that. But what I'm telling you is, do you realize that with what you're saying?
Wait. You just said all the positive things are off the air?
Oh, yeah, they constantly cycle. You don't see Montel Williams or anything like that on anymore.
Why?
Yes.
Why?
Because it's easier to appeal to the lowest common denominator of humanity. But guess what?
It goes back to what I told you earlier. People are not consuming that content. I'm gonna refer to somebody. Everybody talks about Cardi B, right? She said something more than once, and I say, yeah, she said that sometimes I don't want to talk about some of the things I talk about. I make a video about this, or a song about love or whatever. You don't want to hear that, but she said, if I talk about my WAP, you go sing that and you go stream that. Let's call it what it is. I don't like that message being promoted whatsoever, but that's what people consume. We talk about our community, forget other communities, right? Now, there are people, yes, I have done some positive things, for instance, and put some content out. And one sister got a $70,000 government contract because of an interview I put out or whatever. But this is the business side.
Phil, you just contradicted yourself. You just said.
I didn't contradict myself.
Yes, you did. You just said that this is our community. We ain't talking about other communities. But as soon as I start talking to you about what you're doing, you start bringing up CNN and all that stuff. If what you're doing,
you brought it up. You compared me to mainstream media. You immediately start saying CNN do it, and MSNBC and CNBC, which is most of what you was focusing on, or they have all these different organizations, but I don't have the dollar amount. Now, if I had the equal dollar amount they had coming in and I still was doing the same thing, then your argument would be, I say, yeah, the brother right, because I'm not doing this because look at all the.
I compare black media to the mainstream media. I didn't
not in dollar amount.
I didn't compare your specific channel to all the media outlets on the planet. Obviously, the monetary aspect is something, but what I'm telling you is this: we have an obligation to give our people more of what they need than just what they want.
Do you think that we don't do that daily? I'm talking about anybody who's out here doing it. I'm not just saying to me. Do you think we aren't doing the best that we can underneath the pressure and circumstances that we're under? Do you think we don't do that? You think we aren't trying to do that? Do you look in our email inbox and look at all the stories that people send in our black community? Hey, can you talk about this story? This happened to me. That happened to me. Oh, and it's nothing positive that comes to my inbox from my own people.
Look. Okay, so there's a girl, right? She's trying to do a healthcare thing, right, in Africa.
You just dismissed what I said.
I didn't listen. I'm responding to what you said. She said she's trying to do a healthcare thing in Africa, right? So she says, Brandon, Japanese investors came to me and they're talking about they want to buy out the healthcare startup or whatever, and I can't find support from black people. That's what she told me. I said, you can't find support from black people because right now is the first time I'm actually hearing about something that you say you've been working on for 2 or 3 years. Phil, you can have all the information and emails you want. If we never hear about them, you don't even give us a chance to support you. See, we always jump to these foregone conclusions. Oh yeah, black people don't want to hear that. Black people, you don't know because you're already.
Yes, I do know, sir. It's based off years of analytics. I'm basing it off of me. And when you talk about crowdfunding or different things like that, well, I'm not mentioning names, but black people have got behind many projects and believed in a lot of people, and individuals have squandered the trust of black people. Okay. And because, unfortunately, in America and throughout the world, one black person represents the group, unfortunately. So then when another black person come behind and do something, now they suspicious. Now they saying you're scamming. Everything's a scam.
Right.
But like you say, NPR could do this. Like you mentioned, it's true. Every year they do this, and white folks don't say they're scamming. And we know white folks scam more than anybody else. They're the king of scamming. This system is a scam, right? They're scamming you and me daily.
My biggest thing is this, Phil. I'm not expecting you to do everything on your own. Well, I'm gonna tell you, just like I told Umar Johnson when I used to run the study group down in Long Beach here where I live, right? I said, bro, you love black people, but when you go on your channel with thousands of black people watching you, you don't even promote what other black people are doing. Not saying you're not doing that, but it costs nothing to mention somebody who's doing something positive. It cost me $0 to mention Dinah's book on the end of my stream. It cost me $0 to say, hey, go head over to Whoop-de-Whoop channel. That brother got something going on. I'm not saying for me, right? You don't got to help me at all because I don't monetize YouTube at all. This is not a source of income for me. But what I'm saying is there's so much positive things going on that are being missed.
So, and brother, that's positive what you just said, brother.
Yes, sir. What'd you say?
Brother, that's positive to say that you're not taking advantage of basically your voice and trying, and you could turn that money into helping other black people eventually. You could hire other black people with that money eventually. I mean, I never take pride in saying I don't try to get, something for myself or the people.
Oh, yeah, me, I just, you know what? I hire black people. I do all that stuff. I have businesses in Africa and whatnot. I have a different way where I generate revenue and employ black people, right? But this is not something that is like, I'm going to say, yo, I want to get money off of it. Because when the money complicates everything, right? Because right now, this has turned into a conversation about how what the good stuff that our people need to hear doesn't sell well enough for us to really make a concerted effort to deliver it. And you got people who will support that, right? But those same people, they don't realize that they're programmed on negativity. They're programmed to operate against themselves. I couldn't come on TV. I couldn't come on YouTube and say I'm not doing something because the pay ain't right. That's like what Tom Joyner just said. Oh, I quit. I quit my job on the radio station. I love black people. I advocate for black people, but I just quit my show after like 30 or 40 years because they didn't pay me enough money. Well, that makes me ask, why are you doing it? And if you're not doing it for your people and giving them what they need, right? Then why are you doing it? Because what our people don't need is more negativity, more trauma. You know what I'm saying? They don't need that. We don't need that. We get enough of that every day. So when they turn on the African Diaspora News Network, why then they just get another dose of that with very little of what they actually need?
Well, I mean, I don't know if you watch our channel every day. I don't know. So it sounds like you don't. It sounds like you
I used to watch your channel every day, and then I was like, this is just depressing me. Why would I keep watching this?
Well, you know what? And I hear people say that all the time. It's depressing. It's depressing. Well, you know what? Living in America is depressing. And it's a reality of what you're seeing. And at least you got the luxury of saying, I'm not going to watch that channel anymore because it's depressing. Versus me, I'm the one that has to get out here and make sure the people know what is going on. And sometimes people say, I didn't even know this happened. I didn't know the police did this. I didn't know the government did that in my area. See, that's the thing. So I have an immense pressure on me all the time on what I'm doing. I don't have the luxury of just saying, oh, well, I'm depressed. I don't feel like watching that. That's not cool. That's not positive. Like I tell everybody, if I'm not doing it, then brother or sister, not just you, then that's a lane for you. I started off in my bathroom with a shower curtain, and I built what I have today. So that means if I did it, you can do it. We need all hands on deck in the black community. It can't just be one or a few. Get out there, roll your sleeves up. Let's get to work. That's my position on that.
Dinus, you know what the best thing about these conversations are? When you have conversation like this, you get to make a separation. You make a separation between the people who claim to want to do something and the people who just saying it because they can get people to listen to what they're saying if they preface it with, you know, some conscious whatever, right? So even in our comments, we got a bunch of people like, oh, this person a hater, this person a hater. Guess what? The same people gonna say, the black man doesn't protect the black woman. Oh, black people need to do this and do that and do this. Well, guess what? When the black people try to do it, you can't make progress because within our community, you got a bunch of people who are like, yo, we actually love negativity, getting beat up and attacked and abused by the police more than we actually want to progress. And you can't distinguish between the two. But when you have these conversations, you can distinguish between the difference. And then the people who want to go towards the direction of making progress with the people who are all about that, right? B1, you know, we don't compromise. We don't sell out. We don't sell out, right? People can follow those people versus follow people who they believe are B1, they believe aren't sellouts, but actually are, right? So, I mean, Phil, you're an okay guy, but I just feel like you just told me, Brandon, I would do that, but the money ain't right. So I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. And that's your right. But please don't ever be like, all hands on deck. Your hands are not on deck. Your hands are under the deck because you want to take.
How can you say what my hands are on or under when you have no clue?
You're doing the service of white supremacy. The check's not big enough for you to keep the rule with your people. That's what it is, Phil.
Oh God. See, ladies and gentlemen who are listening to this platform, this is why I want to tell the audience something. This is, you know, and I try to have a conversation with this brother because he's the only one that feels that way. It is not more so him why I got on here. It's just a certain mindset he has, and it's part of our community. See, this is the difference with, you know, emotionalism, thinking they know certain things and telling you what you should be doing instead of because this is the issue, right? He doesn't know my motives. He thinks he knows my motives, but he doesn't know my motives.
I don't know why a black guy
and that's an emotional response too. Because listen, he hasn't had a legitimate. Notice when I put it, ladies and gentlemen of the audience, I want you to listen. First of all, when I put telling him, okay, well, if I'm not doing it, you get out there and do it and help out your community since I'm lacking in that area. Notice he still puts it back on me and says, so you know what, you're right. Let me do it because you're kind of lacking in that area. You know, see, when he talking about white supremacy, see, ladies and gentlemen, he talks about white supremacy. The other white supremacists, they don't say, well, this white supremacist, you're not doing this and the third. No, they all get their hands dirty in white supremacy. He's not really want to do that. He's trying to look at me or other people and say, why aren't we doing it? Instead of him saying, you know what, brother, I'm not, you know, you're not doing it. You're not doing it and you're lacking. Let me do it. Okay. So then he went to the fact that he's trying to talk about my motives. Then he goes to talk about money and all kinds of things, which he doesn't understand the business side of certain things. So that's why he's saying the thing he's saying. He didn't even know how much local media you spending money. We're not even talking about mainstream media. Then he want to compare the new black media, which is made up of many people, to the war chest of white supremacy in their media. I mean, that's not even a legitimate argument.
Oh my God! Listen,
I'm just trying to show you guys what we'll be dealing with in our community, you know, on certain mindsets. And it's not just him. It's not just him. It's a lot of people that think like him.
Phil, Mexicans, Asians, all these different races have news networks. They're not worried about what white media is doing.
Yes, they do.
Why are you so focused on what white media is doing? We talking about what we're doing as people.
You brought up white media in comparison, sir, to what we're doing and what they have and what they got going on. You didn't bring up CGTN. You didn't bring up RT. You didn't bring up WION out of India. You didn't bring up Al Jazeera. You specifically pointed out white media. Why did you do that?
I specifically pointed out white media because white media is the entity that constantly promotes negativity onto the black community. They're the ones when you
That's
get
not
shot,
true. BBC. I just did a video about BBC Africa and how they got a whole African division and they be promoting negativity and salacious things about Africans, and that's the BBC. Why you didn't bring them into it?
Phil, listen, that's what BBC is white media, Phil.
But it's not American white media.
I just said white media.
Al Jazeera. Okay, see, and everything, you notice once again, everything has to be through white people. Do you think everybody likes us like that in media?
Phil, the white people, their job is to keep you fearful and emotionally all caught up so you can't make progress. My question is, why are black media channels doing the same thing?
They're not. Hold on. Nah, I got a problem. No black person that's actually doing this seriously is not doing the same thing. No, they're not. They're working very hard every day, and that kind of mindset. This is why when you say that why we don't do certain things, why we don't have certain conversations, right here is why. Because they make comments like that. Do you think we get up, any person who's making media, even if I agree with them or not, and try to fearmonger our own people? Do you think we like seeing videos like George Floyd or Breonna Taylor? We sitting up there watching Walter Scott. We're watching. Let me finish. Let me get to my point. Watching Jacob Blake. Do you think we don't have feelings about that? And we got to hold our tongue and can't say what we really want to say because none of y'all will be there when the FBI shows up at our door and we say the wrong thing. See, it's so much pressure on us to say the right thing and also not to say certain things that's going to get us charged up with the feds too. Because that's another thing because they watching us constantly at the same time as black folk. There's a lot of pressure on us, and it's great to be in that position where you have to say what we should be doing or shouldn't be doing or how we feel or whatever, but you have no clue the pressure that we are under the more we grow. It's easy to, when you got a channel that's 100 subscribers, okay, I was more free then. But at this level, it's not the same. You got to be extremely careful in what you do and say.
I want everybody in the comments to take a second and use your brain and think, okay? I know you guys are getting emotional. You love Phil, that's fine. Use your brain. If you don't like, Phil, if you don't like to see George Floyd and Walter Scott getting killed in a video, right? You don't like that. That makes you feel bad, right? Why would you then take that video and feed it to the masses of your people after they've already spent a whole 24, 48 hours before you? They've been on the other news channels watching it over and over and over again. You say, you know what?
Oh my God!
Wait, I'll let you finish. Can I finish?
People watch my. But see, you saying something ridiculous because I did not show the George Floyd video on my channel because of the psychological damage that is doing the black folks showing that death constantly. See, my thing is, if you're going to accuse me of something, make sure I did it.
Listen,
continue.
Phil, listen. When you constantly bring up negativity, that's
my God. Now you won't even acknowledge that he lied on me.
Phil, I'm not saying that you specifically put the video up.
You just accused me of doing it, sir.
Phil, can you please stop just thinking I'm only talking about you? I'm talking about media in general. It doesn't say why does Phil Scott, it says the black media. But look, it is what it is. It's not enough money in it. One, this is what I'm getting. It's not enough money in talking about what we need to talk about to make progress. Two, black people don't want positivity, right? So you said that I'm not doing the work and all that. I have a channel. It's called Pan-Africanism Strikes Back. You can go over there and click on it and subscribe if you want to or not. I don't even tell people to hit the like button because if they don't like what I'm saying, I want them to hit the dislike button. But the reality of it is this. Now everybody knows, it doesn't matter what you say, right? Because there's a wise man who said in this life, you only get two things. You get reasons and results, right? So you've given us your reasons, right? Right? But you know what that wise man also said? He said the reasons don't count, only the results matter. So you've given us all your reasons of why.
No, I didn't give you a reason. I didn't give you all the reasons of anything.
I'm gonna let you talk. You just gave us your reasons of why you promote negativity. And what I would ask you is, but what's the result of it? Have we done anything in the I think you've been around since like 2013 or 14. I'm not sure. But since you've been doing this, since you started, what has the results of all that negativity got? What is the results of that? We're still in the same place on the same media platform owned by white people talking about black problems.
Okay.
The Chinese are taking over Africa.
All right.
We talking about what Karen is doing in Oakland, California, won't let somebody in build it. Just tell me, how is it progressive in any way?
I don't know. What are you doing to progress it? Because see, so basically what you're saying is whatever I say, black people gonna listen to, right? And do exactly what I say, right? Right or wrong?
What I'm saying is that with the platform that
Yes or no? Yes or no? If I post a video right now and I tell black people to do X, Y, and Z, they gonna do what I say? Yes or no?
the people who follow you, yeah,
So all the people that follow me will do what I say.
a lot of them will.
Because if they would do what I say, every last one of them would have a passport. If I do
They
what I
will.
say, every last one of them would have been on the continent of Africa. If they do
How
what I say, they would
often do
establish
you tell
businesses
them
over
to do
there.
that, Phil?
So,
How often do you tell them to do it? Do
oh
you
my
think
God.
that
But you don't watch my channel, so how do you know? You don't watch my channel, so you
I've
don't
watched
know.
the channel. I've watched your channel extensively.
You just admitted you say you didn't watch it all the time. So
No, I
anyway,
said I don't watch it
bottom
anymore.
line is, see, this is the problem that we
Okay.
have right here in the black community, right there, ladies and gentlemen, because he likes to he say I'm not talking about just you, I'm talking about the black media. Then I come on and he says what I'm not doing specifically. I catch him on it by saying about the George Floyd situation. I did not show the video of George Floyd. I didn't show the video of George Blake. I refuse to show those videos, definitely now, because I understand the psychological damage that's doing to black people by speaking to other, highly respected black psychologists and different people that I speak to in our communities, so I can take more and more responsibility in what I show, so I don't hurt and harm my people. Because I understand white supremacists show this death on the loop because it's pouring to them. I get that. But our brother here decides to try to accuse me of just peddling negativity. Listen, if I was about making money, and let's just make this very clear. If it was about money, the money's in the cooning. That's where the money's at. The money is in shucking and jiving for Trump, shucking and jiving for the Democrats. That's where the money's at. It's not in what I talk about whatsoever. Okay? I don't get the deals. I don't get the marketing that I could have if I were to start shucking and jiving and speaking the language for the Democrats or talking for whoever else, these white people, okay? So when we go down this route, there's no money in it.
Man, hey, look, you could tell me a lot of things, but I'm just looking at the
But I'm
reality.
telling you what I know. I'm telling you
I
what
asked
I
you,
know.
I asked you why you don't promote more positivity on the channel. You said that black people don't want to see that, and it doesn't bring in the money. That's what you said
I
at the
didn't mention
beginning.
money. I didn't mention money. I
Fine,
said
if
you
you didn't
don't want
mention
to
money,
watch that. I didn't
no,
even
say
mention
this, say
money.
this.
Stop lying on me,
Okay, I'm
dude.
not. But
I
the
didn't
place.
say money. I said you do not consume it. You do not
Okay,
consume it. So I supposed to hold on. I'm supposed to tell all my people, hey, make a video, and I can even do an experiment and show them actually, but there's no reason for me to show them because I got the evidence of it. I can tell everybody to make something positive. Okay, I promise you, I can guarantee that people will not watch that video. And I'm supposed to take out time and resources, and instead of stories that people maybe want to know about, information they want to know about, but because of brothers like my brother here, and like I said, I don't hate my brother. I'm not upset with my brother, no matter what he say. It's his opinion. I don't get offended like that. So you hear me talking to him, we just having a spirited conversation between family. That's all.
can
Don't
I
think
can
I'm
I
mad at my brother here.
can
Okay.
look? I'm not mad at you at all. Can I just say this for all the people who keep saying, Brandon, why don't you make a channel promoting politics? I already have the channel. See, we gotta listen. Pan Africanism Strikes Back is my channel. It's a very positive channel. Go there. You get some motivation. Not just depression and trauma bonding. You'll get something that might actually motivate you to do what you got to do. Help you achieve the dreams you want. I did a show with Dynas the other week. We talked about pure motivation. Dynas was with me when I actually came to Dynas. Was like, hey, we need to start bringing more positivity on YouTube. Did I not do that, Dynas?
You did.
Okay, so what I'm doing right now is I'm actually calling out people, asking them, look, I understand people got to do what they got to do, right? People got to get their audience, they got to get their money, right? But the reality is this: we need some positivity to go along with all this negativity. If there's 100, see, Phil, what you're saying, 100 other black media outlets could say the same thing. But at the end of the day, despite us just having to do what we got to do, the result of it is our people then get constantly showered with negativity. They go on YouTube and they leave with anxiety. They don't go to YouTube and leave feeling like they could take over the world.
My
See,
brother, will you be the change? You be the brother that provides what we are lacking, brother. You see the lack. So why aren't you saying, I'm gonna be that brother that's gonna make somebody feel like they gonna be on top of the Mount Kenya. Why don't you want to do it, brother?
I'm not. I don't say I don't want to do it. I'm doing it already. I'm asking.
Okay,
Okay. All right.
that's it. You're doing it. You're going to do it. Thank you, brother, for your contribution. More people need to be just like you.
Oh, okay. I mean, you said what you had to say, Phil. I mean, what you said speaks for itself. I really don't have to say anything to convey your message, because what I got from what you said is exactly what I know a lot of intelligent Black people are going to get from what you said. Basically, the money isn't right. There's no money in positivity. That's the reality. You know, so now if we can get like Cynthia G on here, we can make it a picnic and ask her why she thinks that Black people are going to turn.
I don't think you want to go that route with her. I don't think you want
totally
to.
Fine. But see, that's the problem.
You know what? I'm gonna send a link to her.
Hey, listen, Dynasty. This is a problem in the Black community. We got people in the community. You got a gangbanger shooting people in the community. Nobody want to bring it up because a couple of people, that's Ray them cousin. We don't want to bring it up, right? Uncle Johnny's touching the kids. Nobody want to bring it up. See, we have all these sacred cows in our community, but at least a cow, you can eat it for food. We got sacred cows in the Black community that are useful for nothing because all they do is what serves them. And then when you say, bro, why don't you do this? Or why are you putting this out instead of a little bit more of this? Oh, why don't you do it? Well, guess what? I'm doing it. So when you say, why don't you do it? If I could make the sacrifice to do it, I'm sure someone who's way monetized could do it because I'm already doing it.
I thought you just said money was a bad thing. He been talking against money the whole time, and now he mentioned monetization. Nobody mentioned monetization on YouTube. We just talking about content. Come on, brother. You should be well enough. Like I said, once again, if I started in my bathroom in front of a shower curtain, then brother, you got to start at your humble beginnings too and build it up. Hey, the problem with some of us is we don't want to sacrifice the things that we need to sacrifice to build certain platforms. We think, this person got it.
Phil, real quick, I agree with you on that one. No one wants to start at zero. A lot of people don't. I agree with that.
Yeah, me. Honestly, I do my channel. I promote positivity. My message on my channel evolved from in the beginning, and now it's way more on a positive kill. But that's because as a man, I'm 35 years old. I'm looking at our people and what's going on with us, and I say, look, if what I'm doing is not yielding the results that I feel our people need, then I got to change up what I'm doing, and so I do that. I don't say Black people don't want to hear positivity, so I'm just going to keep on bringing out trauma to our people every day. Like, that's just me. I'm a different type of person. There's things that you're willing to do that I just can't do because my conscience won't allow it. But it's okay. I'm not saying you're a bad person for that, but I really believe that for some people, it will be an eye-opener as to your motivation and what you really think.
It's not an eye-opener. Look, brother, it's not an eye-opener. I speak daily. I am not revealing nothing I wouldn't say on my own channel. Trust me, you ain't getting nothing out of me I wouldn't say on my own channel today, tomorrow, next week. I've said it many times. You don't want to watch certain content. This is not new for me to say. You're never getting out of me nothing. Oh my God, I got something out of him. No, you didn't.
No, what I'm not saying I'm getting anything out of you. I had a question. Phil, you got the following. We talk about look, see, this is my problem. You'll post something about a Chinese person sending an email about how Chinese people are superior to Black people. But then you won't turn around. Wait, let me finish. But then you won't turn around and say, look, you guys, these Chinese people really think we stupid. Based on this dude coming at me disrespectful, I'm about to start a campaign to take over an industry in Africa. I need everybody to send me $5, whatever. We can do that. But when it comes to the action part, we got all the excuses, Phil. That's the reality.
You didn't watch the video. Once again, you did not watch the video. Okay. Like you didn't watch my situation with George Floyd. And then, I play my position, okay? And I don't say things that I know I maybe could not accomplish. How am I, after that video, going to say, with no connection to no African government, no guarantees in the video, tell my people, send me $5 or a
You can't
dollar,
say that.
and we go, hold on, listen, let me finish, because you just said something that's real ridiculous, bro. So I'm supposed to, at the end of the video, send me all your money, and I'm supposed to take black folks' money and go to an what country I don't know, and get there and take over an industry that I don't know nothing about at the time period. And you know what black folks gonna say if I do some crap like that? Phil was scamming. Phil
Hold
just
on,
trying to stir us up and do so and so.
guys, hit that like button. We have 350 people watching, 136 likes. See, we can't even get y'all to hit the like button. I mean, golly, can't even hit a like button. Go ahead.
So basically you have the defeatist mentality. You're like, I'm not
Oh
gonna.
my God. How is that
the
defeatist, man? Come on, brother. You cannot be presenting nothing to the public and not have your I's dot, your T's crossed, your lawyers look at it, your business people look at it, because you can get sued, you can get criminally charged for taking people's money. I mean, come on, man. This junk ain't a joke, taking people's money. You see Steve Bannon just got indicted taking people's money,
Man,
and not doing what he's supposed to do?
I wonder if the Chinese people you was talking about think we're inferior have that same attitude. See, you got the inferior thinking.
Oh, you notice. Now listen, you notice when I bring him. Hold on, you notice when I bring him a reality of what's going on and how things have to be done, he pivots to something else that we're not even talking about.
Phil, I'll say this if I can interject. That's the reason why I haven't done any like funds or general funds, group funds on my channel, because when you're dealing with other people's money, I want the right people in place. Like,
right,
because you see what's going on with Jay Morrison right now.
Exactly. I've done everything you could think of, Dynas, when it comes to money. For me, I've even said, listen, if I can get, and he brought up, what did he bring up about having our platforms all on quote unquote Whitey's network? I'm with him on that 100%. That's why I have AfricanDiasporaNews.org. We're building it up. We're doing a whole lot of things. We're getting apps developed. We're doing all kinds of things. So like my website is not even based in America. It's based overseas. So these people can't even, if they try to take me down, they can't take me on my website, but they can take everybody else's. I'm 10 steps ahead of a lot of these people.
Dynas, listen, in high school, I was a kid when I learned about, leadership. One of my coaches in football said, Brandon, the number one rule of being a leader is never ask a man to do something that you're not willing to do. Out of respect for you, I don't promote the things that I'm doing. But what I'm asking you and saying you could do, I'm already doing that stuff. But what I'm asking is, if you're going to give your people the negativity, why can't you at least give them a positive outlet? Why don't you invest in doing that? Oh, I got to have lawyers and all that. Well, why not do that?
Oh my God.
You don't have to get a lawyer to deliver some trauma to our people, but now you got to have all your I's crossed and your T's crossed and I's dotted to do something.
Yes, when you're taking black people's money and you're not going to do the right thing with it.
Let me finish. Can I finish? I'll let you talk. You didn't let me talk. All I'm saying is, as long as we have that attitude like what you're saying right now, we're never going to make progress. We're going to lose everything. What's the point of doing all this if we're just when we get to the cusp, we get to the edge where we need to jump into the future and make something happen? Everything is an excuse. Everything is a Negro stalling tactic. We don't got no problem feeding our people a bunch of negativity, but we got all the problems doing something positive. You know what? You could do it, Phil. You could do it. I know you could do it. You don't want to do it. You want to make an excuse when it comes down to the real work, because that doesn't bring in the easy dollars, right? So, we need lawyers. We need all this stuff. And I'm going to call you out for what you really being. You're just being a person who's capitalized on the people while offering them nothing. When they say you just like Kamala Harris. Oh, let's talk about.
Oh crap. Lord, I'm like Kamala. Wow.
You just like it.
Man, look, this is sad. This is sad. This is so sad, my brother. When you're talking, it sounding sad. You are literally accosting another black man about what he's not doing, but you're not willing to do what you're saying this other black man is doing. You don't think how sad that is?
Dynas, I can't promote what I'm doing on here because we already have that agreement. But let me tell you, I feel I'm already doing it. Stop saying I'm not doing it. I'm doing it. Now I'm holding you accountable and ask you, what are you going to
hold me accountable for my platform?
Who
are you? Put like this. Who are you to hold me accountable for anything?
You have
Let's keep it 100. Who are you to hold me accountable for anything?
Again, Phil hopped on because I'm just a firm believer that if someone brings up somebody's name, that person needs to be able to defend himself, or I just cut the conversation. So that's why I told Phil to hop on.
Phil can hop on. What I'm saying, Dynast, is Phil comes in, he gives our people negative stimulation, and how do black people benefit from that? Me, I talk to the people, I do things for the people, I have programs where the people could be a part of it and it can empower them. What do people benefit by listening to you talk about Karen, talk about police brutality, stuff they hear all day, every day, bombard them with negativity? What do they gain, Phil? What do they gain from it? It ain't as easy as taking the road where you just say, well, black people don't want to listen to that, and putting all the onus on a bunch of people saying that they don't. There's people who do want to know about positivity. There's people who do want to do something in Africa. You got the line, you're the big dog. But how can we progress when the big dog got a tiny dog mentality? Oh, we can't do that. How you gonna do that? Da-da-da-da-da. Man, the word can't.
But what I'm trying to tell you is, instead of you having all this smoke for me, what I should be doing,
you got a lot of
why don't you, Brandon, sir, you create? Okay, if you already do, why are you telling me anything? I'm
asking you a question. I'm asking you a question. Why are you the big dog with a little dog mentality? You put yourself in public. You the one speaking your opinion on stuff. So
brother,
now,
oh my God, here we go, brother. You're not sounding good right now. There's a lot of women watching. You're not sounding good. You're bringing up something. I don't want to go down that route about black men being jealous of each other. Come on, brother. You got to stop that.
Okay. We're going to play the jealousy card. Okay.
That's what it sounds like. It sounds like some old catty jealousy, and it don't sound good as black men.
I have no desire to do what you're doing. Like, I don't. If I wanted to do
so
what
you have no desire to do what I'm doing, then why?
I would have all the production equipment and everything like that. I could go buy that stuff.
Okay, well, do it then. Do it then. Stop telling me what I'm not doing, and you do it.
I'm asking you a question, and you're deflecting it. You're trying to play
there's no reason to ask me a question at this point. You say you didn't figure me out.
Hold on. I need Lou Major.
Yeah, what's up, buddy?
Lou Major.
Okay.
I'll mute my mic.
Your disclaimer.
Go ahead, brother. Say it.
Okay, there's no. Go ahead, Lou. Go ahead. Lou, I agree with 98.5% of what you say.
Actually, I want this conversation between Phil and Brandon to continue. I think this is healthy and needs to happen. I'll interject when it's appropriate. Go ahead, Phil. Continue what you were saying.
Oh no, Lou, say what you're gonna say, because it's not my. Well, let me address that. Let me address that real quick. And there's an element in our black community, and I've tried my best, to do this much as possible. But black men have a problem worldwide. We have a problem. We feel like we in this competition with each other, and we should be, trying to work with each other. It's hard to find a brother that you can really work with, because we look at, we in this capitalist system, so we thinking all this and all that. Sometimes brothers kill each other at times because they're jealous of what this other brother's doing. He got this girl to look better. He got more money, whatever. Okay. And it comes down in every space, even the social media space. Telling the black man what he's not doing, it is sad to be, and women are watching that. Have a grown black man fussing with a man about something that he built, instead of saying, you know what, brother, you're not doing what I think that maybe I can appreciate. Let me go build it up. Now, with the right approach being, let me build it up. Hey, brother, how did you do it? It's something you did. Try to learn some games so I can build my own. But no, he's telling me what I should and should not be doing.
Okay. Let me say something. Let me say something. And it's all yours. Let me say something. Now, Phil, I want to first start off by big upping you, man. You've got the biggest platform in kind of this space. So you've done a really excellent job. You built up the Africa Diaspora News channel, and it's absolutely excellent. And ultimately, your job as an owner of a business is to make as much money as you possibly can from that business. And I know that you have a genuine love for your people, and I know that you want to do positive things for your people. With that said, I think one thing you pointed out, and you said it on your show multiple times, Phil, is that you've noticed that black folks, they gravitate towards the negative things, finding out what Karen did this week or what negative racist thing that happened to some black guy somewhere around the world. And black people eat that up. Now, they eat it up because it's like cotton candy. It's empty calories. It allows that black person to go ahead and wallow in their own self-pity and not have to take any responsibility for the choices that they're making or not making, and they can continue to blame an external source to themselves. And unfortunately, what people do with that natural inclination, but a particular inclination amongst our people, is they exploit black pain for financial gain. Now, one thing I will say, Phil, I support your channel. I'm subscribed, and I mean, I don't watch your content as much as I used to, but I certainly appreciate what you do and big up you every chance I get. However, I do want to understand, because one thing that has happened recently is that you've gone very negative, and it's every new video is about some racist incident or something. Now, you don't have to justify your business decisions to me. I'm just a guy. I'm just a loudmouth on YouTube. But what I'm saying is, when you have a platform as large as yours is, as powerful as yours is, why continue to feed weak-minded people cotton candy? You have, for example, the Minister of Wellness, and he does solid stuff. And I appreciate you putting that out there. And you'd be surprised how many people are probably vegan right now because of that stuff. And you brought in some business people, and I know that those views are lower. I get it. Not as high as the negative stuff, but you also know that negative stuff is killing us. That's what guys like Roland Martin does. That's what all of these guys who just exploit black pain for financial gain do. And what I'm saying is, I perceived you as being better than that. I'd like to understand from your perspective as an owner, why'd you go that direction? Like, why go so negative? You don't have to do this. You got 1 million people. Why? I'm curious. I'd like to know. One brother
obviously, you have not been paying attention, because whatever's in the news, we report on it. I look at what's in the news, and we go with the best decision for that day. And I even let my contributors, even people who work for us now, they make their own decisions on what content they post, unless it's just something that we are categorically have to be against to a point. But we report what's in the news, and black people want to know the updates with Breonna Taylor. Black people want to know who's these white supremacist groups and what they're doing and how to identify them. Black folks need to be told that they shouldn't be afraid of these white supremacists out here. Things have changed. I don't know if you've seen it, but things have changed, and it is our responsibility to talk about these issues and problems. And if that is negative to you or anybody else, well, we live in a negative world, period. And I'm sad it's not Candyland. Trust me, I would love it to be peaceful. I would love it all to get along. I would love all of that. But the news is what it is, period. And we got to report that. And I tell people this: if you don't like that particular story, to say, you know what, this is not my thing, and go watch the Minister of Wellness, or you can go watch One Gill, or you can watch Vicky Dillard when she comes on, or you can go watch Ray from Uganda, or different people we have. Neith, from the Black is True channel. It's many people you can watch, not just me on my channel now. So.
Yeah, I hear you. And here's the deal, but we also understand that the news is negative because that's what draws eyeballs. It's sensationalism at its finest. What I'm saying to you is, when you have a platform like yours, a voice as loud as yours, and I'm just saying, can literally move people to new directions, right? You can create entire revolutions if you want it. So on a week-to-week basis, that type of that type of voice to continue to feed the sensationalist.
Hey, Lou, you go in and out, bro.
Well, I kind of hear what he's saying, but he doesn't know. But see, I'm not the type. The reason why he doesn't know fully what I do.
You got the same response. I want to say something because you guys both talk.
I need to respond to Lou Major. Hold on. My biggest problem, and I've been told this many times, is that I'm not a braggart. and I don't brag about everything I've ever done. I don't talk about what I've inspired people to do. I'm the type of person, I do things in the background. I don't want nobody to know what I did. You get what I'm saying? Because it's not about me. And see, what's some of the problem is, and I've been told this because I don't let people know what I do. I don't promote everything. Is why he's making comments like that. Because see, I rather do my positivity behind the scenes when it's not being a fanfare. Because to me, that's fake. When you're trying to show everybody what you're doing, oh, do this, do that. Oh, me, I'm looking good for the camera. No, I don't need to be on the camera doing good. I need to be behind the scenes doing good for my people. When I get a phone call, hold on. When I get a phone call, hey, Phil, this is going on. Could you do this? Okay, no problem. Because when y'all talk about, I don't know why people talking about money, but when I get a call from out the country and say, hey, Phil, can you contribute to this? Because this is going to help the people. And Phil can just do that on the spot at the time period to help the people. See, that's the things that I don't publicly discuss. You get what I'm saying? So, like, y'all can miss me with all that because I know what I do behind the scenes. And I know how many black people I've helped all over the country and certain different parts of the world.
Phil, listen, I live in Long Beach, California, right? I know Snoop Doggy Dogg. He's a friend of my father. He's a person who is close to my family, right? There used to be a record company called VIP Records right down the street from my house, black owned. It's the video where Snoop Dogg filmed his first video.
Hold on, don't tell me it closed down.
Let me finish, Linus. Let me get to
okay. My bad. Go ahead.
So it's the store where Snoop Doggy Dogg filmed his first video. He's on the roof, right? The man who owned VIP, right? He obviously hit hard times once, streaming and stuff came about. People were not buying as many records, right? A lot of people thought that Snoop Dogg, Willie McGinnis, all these millionaires that have come out of Long Beach, California, Long Beach Poly, been to the NFL, they got all this money. They thought that those people would come together and put up the money to either buy the shopping center that VIP sat in next to P&G Fish Market and all that, or they would at least go to the city and request historical site status for VIP. None of those men did anything. Indians ended up buying that shopping center, closing down VIP, and turning the VIP where it used to be into a 7-Eleven, right?
Shut up, Brandon.
No, they did, bro. They did.
Oh, my God.
So when I saw Snoop Dogg, right, he mad at me. I saw Snoop Dogg. I said, Snoop, I understand, that maybe you don't give a shit about the black community, right? I said, but how could you let Indians take strategic advantage of something, of a place that helped you come up to be what you are today, right? And you know what he said? He said the same shit you said, Phil. Oh, you don't know what I'm doing and all this crap. And that is
because you don't know. Because you don't know what that man go through. Well, you mentioned my name, sir.
I let them talk. And the problem with our community is not jealousy. The problem with our community is a bunch of over 40 black males who feel like you cannot challenge them and ask them what they're doing to contribute to our advancement. Everybody has all this respect for something that's not respectable. You sit up here and go online and talk about how the other races do this, the other races do that, the other races do that. Show me when the other races do what you're doing. When I come at you and say, bro, why don't you bring more positivity? Let's start something for our people so we can help them transition to where they want to be. It's always an excuse. It's always, why don't you do it? And then when I say, well, I'm doing it. Now it's the next excuse. That's the reality, bro. I've seen this a million times. Our people have a short-term memory. They're going to defend you because they have an unhealthy emotional attachment to the content that you produce, Phil. That's the only reason. They do not even know what they're doing. They don't know that by promoting you, they're promoting more negativity, being showered on people. They don't know that because they think they're coming out for you, but they don't know. You wouldn't
listen to how many black people he's insulting. So now you sound like Roland Martin right now. You calling black people stupid, basically.
If they're insulted,
basically he's calling black people stupid. They can't make up their own minds and what they like, what they can disseminate.
Phil, you're not being.
He's not listening.
Phil, I love
Lou, you're up.
you to death
Lou,
and
your
respect you,
connection is.
but come on, man. You know that black people, and I'm stupid, but they're definitely lost. You know that.
Lou, your connection, brother, your connection is not coming through, man.
But look, Dynast, look, we're never going to make progress as long as we keep on holding on to these sacred cows who come in, they drop the negativity, make the profit, and then when you call them out and say, why you going to do that? Oh, bro, you don't know. Hey, even Snoop Dogg gives out turkeys, Phil. It ain't creating jobs in Long Beach. Trust me, I'm doing that. The poor guy. While the rich guy sits on his ass, hands out a backpack, and all the people say he's amazing. So don't come at me with the stalling tactics, bro. I'm coming at you like a man. Everything you have came from these people watching your channel. What are you giving them as a collective in appreciation for what they enabled you to do? Everything we do is only because of them. Why do they always, when it ends, they end up with nothing, and we end up with everything? And then we make excuses and try to justify that. I'm not letting you off the hook.
Okay, well, you know, just admit that you aren't helping your community, and you allow the Indians to come into your community and buy up that shop because you didn't get out there and galvanize your local community to buy up that stuff or make sure it was protected. You failed your community in the area. Let's talk about that. You always try to tell somebody else what they're not doing or what they should be doing, and you admitted in your local area you allowed the Indians to come up and buy everything, or it may be the Hispanics or whoever else, and you lost everything that belonged to black folks because you didn't get out there and do it, because you go tell Snoop Dogg what he should have been doing instead of carrying yourself out there and galvanizing the local people in your community and pulling your resources together and get the work together. Then when you would approach Snoop and say, Snoop, look what we got going on. We're trying to save this, Snoop, XYZ. Like, oh, yeah, I can get with that. But no, you didn't do that. You just went wagging your finger at Snoop and telling him what he should have been doing. See, that's not the right approach when you come to people. But see, you don't want to really do the work. You want to tell other people what they should be doing,
you know
instead
exactly
of you getting out there and doing it yourself.
You know
that's
exactly
the problem that I have in our community when we come to some of the men, is because you don't want to get out there and do the work.
Phil, how do you know that's what I did? How do you know what I did? You don't know what I did. You're assuming. Because you think that I'm not intelligent enough to do the stuff that you think.
I didn't. Oh, no. See, look, did y'all hear me accuse him of intelligence? Wait a minute, ladies and gentlemen that's watching. Did I ever accuse him about intelligence or anything? See, when people say words that I did not say, he's revealing his own insecurities within himself.
Oh, okay. Phil, you don't know what I did. I could sit here and outline everything I did. I'm a person who takes action, Phil. That doesn't deflect from that. Even though you're trying to deflect, it doesn't take away from the fact that I'm asking you, if you're going to profit off our people by selling them negativity, what are you going to do to create some positivity for them? What are you doing?
I'm waiting on you to show me. I'm waiting on you to show me the way, Grandmaster. I'm waiting on you to show me the way, and then if you show me the right example, maybe I will copy your example and go even further. That's what I made. Until then,
go ahead, Kai. Let's get some female energy in here. Go ahead, Kai. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. It's quite late here, 2 a.m. So, you know, my voice could be a bit funny, but, you know, it's a very, very interesting topic tonight. And though we need to have these conversations, first of all, I would like to thank Brother Phil for what he's been doing. You know, been following him for a long time now. So, what Brandon was saying, I think you have some valuable point for sure. But I want us to all understand something, that there are certain conversations we can definitely have, certain conversation outside YouTube. That's the first thing I would say. And the second thing, Phil is just one person. You notice a lot of things that you mentioned. Great. Like he was saying, okay, Brandon, you can take over from what you think is missing on his side. But what we all need is just Lou said it earlier. Big have a massive platform. Phil have a very, very massive platform, and lots of people look up to him. So certain things, if it's coming from him, is going to, to speak to people very quickly, and we get moving, because we have to know people in when you are in a certain situation, we act differently. Brandon may look at it like, okay, we are at war now, which is war. I know we are in it. So
we are at war.
The way he will approach things will be different, the way I will approach things and the way Dynasty will approach things. But we still have to remember, to still be respectful and give, people, credit where credit is due. Is just only yesterday I came across a video, and you, Dynasty, this person I'm going to highlight is Lily Mutams.
Who?
Lily Mutams, she's also here in the UK. Lily Mutams, she also have a channel, but she's actually now in Zambia. I think she's just
I don't know her.
okay. Later I'll send you the video. So she just posted that yesterday, and in that video she just put it like, oh, this is what my American subscriber did to me. And it happened to be Phil she was talking about, that he's actually sent her, I don't know the amount, but to help people in certain community over there in Zambia. So sometimes, it's not everything that A is doing. We are all different, and I roll like that. It's not everything I do that I want people to be aware about. I prefer being in the background. But with that being said, we still have to find a way as content creators outside YouTube to connect, so that when people need something, when it comes to, earn your leisure, I think that's their platform. When it comes to stock and all those things, I listen to those guys. And if it comes to minister of health, you have to do with health. But if we as content creators, we come together and we locate what this person is doing, okay, do you focus on that? If there is anything, we know this is the person that, that will be dealing with that, basically. Just to know that Phil is just one person. Good, you notice things that can be, can be done certain way differently, but let's try to have certain conversation just outside social media. That's all. I have to quickly add. He's doing great,
You're
and
a female.
let's
You're a
come
female.
together, and help.
You're supposed to have compassion for everybody. I get that, but I'm a man, and a man holds other men accountable. We are in a terrible spot right now globally.
Guys,
And we got the big. Let me finish. We got the biggest media outlet on Black YouTube per se. I think, because you got a lot of subscribers. One of the biggest, right? Who basically promotes his brand as being about, African diaspora. That's his brand, right? That's what he says he's about, right? It's the African Diaspora Network, right? This person, when you say, well, why don't we build something in Africa? Why don't we do this? Why don't we do that? I can't do that. You know how many lawyers you need? How do you expect to win when the biggest guns that you have won't even come to the battle? And then you guys sit up and say, Brandon's so negative. Well, guess what? Brandon's negative. The Chinese are taking over Africa. But Brandon's negative. Oh, his delivery and all this stuff. None of that matters. The results matter. I'm holding Phil accountable because I expect something from Phil, because I expect something from myself. You guys deserve better than what you're accepting. And you don't even realize that you deserve better than what you're accepting. So you defend people who explain it.
Well, hold up now, Brandon. Let's go ahead and let's all be real here. I'm gonna be the I try to be a balanced voice here. Now, Brandon, your passion makes a lot of sense. It's rational. Well, here's what I'm gonna say. Phil is simply a capitalist. He's a businessman. So what he is going to do is he is going to sell people what they're gonna buy. Okay. Now, what we have to acknowledge here is I'm gonna give Phil credit where it's due on his end, which is this: the brother did try. And He said it. He even at one point pleaded to black people. He says, every time I try to put something positive about how to get finance, how to do this, how to do that, nobody watches, but y'all want this negative, so I'm going to give y'all the negative. And he went negative ever since because that's what people want. So we gotta acknowledge that all he's doing is because he's got a family too, is he's providing to the people what they want. Now, what we have to talk about is why is the crap that Phil is feeding our people, why is that what they want? He's feeding them junk food, but that's because they want to eat junk food.
Okay. Oh, hold on. Now I gotta interrupt because Osei Duke Jackson's right there. Osei Duke Jackson had put up on our channel a bunch of videos to show black folks how to obtain homes on the African continent on our channel. He did that. Okay. He did it. Not me, him. And they wasn't flocking to those videos either. And that was positive. He could come on and tell you himself.
Nigga, I'm on your side. I'm saying to you that that's what you do. I saw it.
Look, I'm just telling you, let him come tell you about that.
Dynast.
Brandon,
I just gotta say this one point.
Brandon, hold on, Brandon.
Let me get this in and you're all yours, man.
Hold on. Just hold on. O'Shea, I sent you the link. Guys, hit that like button. Shout out to everybody who's super chatting. Hit the like button. O'Shea, I sent you the link. All right, Lou, man, you go ahead. All right, Brandon.
Okay, we have to be fair in the sense that Phil is serving junk food at his restaurant, but he's serving that junk food because that's trying to eat right now. They want the junk food. They want the burgers. They want the fries. The guy tried to serve vegetables. He tried to serve lobster bisque. People didn't want the lobster bisque. They said, give me that double bacon cheeseburger. Now, what I will say is you got brothers like Osei Duke Jackson.
Oh, man. All right, hold on.
Can I say this one thing, please? This is important. This is important. Let me just say this. Phil, you talk about how O'Shea put all this stuff on your channel and nobody wanted to watch it. Well, maybe the reason why nobody watched it, Phil, is because all the people who would have actually utilized the information have long since abandoned your channel because they got tired of being depressed every day. See how that works? If all you do is spread negativity.
No, that's not how it works. The fact is, you got people like you that complain all the time instead of doing something with yourself. Because let's keep it 100. Because there are people that have came on. Well, you know, I was gonna make a point, but O'Shea, I'm gonna let him speak. I'm not gonna say nothing.
O'Shea, go ahead, O'Shea.
Yeah, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Why I can't hear myself? Hold on a second.
O'Shea. Oh.
All right, can you hear me good?
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, peace to everybody. What's up, Brandon? I'll be seeing you going on Tigress channel, man. You fire. What up, Phil? What up, everybody? Tigress. I just want to say that you know, I just got this live stream link and I heard the discourse. When it comes to like Phil's channel, Phil is a news channel, but in the rebranding of the African diaspora, in his defense, and we're not even over there anymore for personal reasons, but in his defense, I've seen him try to at least make the attempt to interview people, to bring them on the channel, to, you know, try to make a relationship with Africa, try to bring tours over there to the continent. Him and Kellen let me come on. And, you know, when I was trying to do the Ugandan thing, I mean, I don't know what else that the man can do. And y'all know, you know, I'm not over there anymore. I'm just being straight honest. I think that from what he could do, he's trying to do the most. Now, people like me, I go hard. Y'all know me. I'm over here on the battlefield all the time. I've been to Africa 11 times. You know, Dynasty Amir inspired me to come in when I got on fire, you know, but everybody has to do their part. Some people can't do everything. You know, me, I'm in the, you know, I'm out here in the struggle, getting bit by mosquitoes, power going out, and, you know, but everybody can't do that. His job is not to do that. People like me are supposed to do that. And maybe Dynasty Amir's to do something else. Brandon's to do something else. African Tigress has her lane now, which is interviewing people that return back to the continent. And I think that this is all a together thing. You can't, I mean, what he's doing, nobody was doing that before, like on the level that he's doing. So we got to at least say, that he has at least contributed that. He was the first person that reached out to a lot of the content creators. Every big one that's blown up, he's tried to reach out to them, try to give people information. They got tours. They had the Real South Africa tour. They went to Kenya. They took people there. And that stuff is hard to do, organize tour. It's hard, man. That's not an easy thing. He brought in Dr. Moombi, so he's doing what his platform can do. Now, some of the content, that's the white supremacy content. I can get that. That is a little negative to some people, but I mean, that's what people want to hear. It's his news channel, but he's doing a yeoman's job. And this coming from a person that, I'm just going to be real. Me and Phil don't always get along, right? We fall out, but from what he's doing, and that platform it's been good because it exposed so many people. And we've worked together in the last year to try to put real estate together. We've worked to, introducing different people to the platform. And, if I knew somebody, he would bring them on and stuff like that. So, I mean, in his defense, he's done a lot. So I can't just say that he haven't done a lot. He is doing a lot. He is. You got to be honest.
Can I respond to something O'Shea said real quick?
Yeah, go ahead and respond, Phil. I'm let.
Can I?
And the situation with O'Shea, he's put in a lot on the continent too, right? People don't know all the crap he's been through, all the crap he's dealing with dealing with employees. Because it's a business side. Because Brandon don't understand the business side, dealing with employees, dealing with different cultures, dealing with customs.
Hold on, Brandon.
All these things that this man has done the exact same thing. I know what he's dealt with too, and it's not easy. And so for somebody to come to him and tell him what he's not doing, what he could have been doing, when behind the scenes, he's spending all his own money out of his own pocket to make sure something pop off. Now it's popping off for him because he invested the time and the money, and we got to see that grow, and we glad to see that happen with him, right? But I just take an issue with that when you don't know what go on behind the scenes, what people are doing. And you tell people what they should be doing, and like, why aren't you doing it? That's the only thing I say about it. You do it.
Man, look, you listen.
Well, Brandon, let African Tigers go. Go ahead, African Tigers.
Hello, good morning. It's 4:19 in the morning in Kenya, so I just had to get out of bed to get into this conversation. So I've had a lot of things that are being said. I just got in the middle of it. And first thing, I have to agree with O'Shea, as he said. Well, Phil said his channel is a news channel, so he ain't going to do everything. I mean, we all have an opportunity. YouTube is an open platform. Everyone can create a channel and put out the content that they love. Secondly, I don't think he can be able to do everything. He can be able to do everything. Besides, his channel has a lot of different content. Check out the content that you want, that you appreciate. It's not easy being a content creator because everybody has an opinion. Everybody wants you to do things the way they want. But initially, when you're starting, you're struggling, nobody is supporting you. I believe Phil Church started his channel even when before it started making revenue. He was already creating content when he was not making revenue. How many people reached out during that time and said like, oh, you need to do this, you need to do this. So why is it wrong that for all these years he's built his platform? What is wrong with him making money out of it? There's really nothing wrong about it. And all these people who are complaining, fact is, some of you are subscribed to some makeup artists, some of you are subscribed to some couple channels, some of you are subscribed to comedy and things like that. Do you go to their platforms telling them, oh, this comedy is not working, you do this stuff on this, or you need to talk about Africa? You all go there, you enjoy the comedy, you enjoy that, and you don't go attacking those people. But now why is it a problem? Okay, and then also, one thing that I have to say, and I totally agree with Phil, it is always very important to do things the right way. You might never have heard about it, but I'm in Kenya. I've heard of stories in different parts across the continent. If you go to a place, start up a business, and you don't have the right papers, the moment you're going to be very successful, trust me, the government is going to take over, or someone is going to set you up, and that business will be taken over. So it's always, let's not just say like Chinese are doing this and all that, but doing things the right way, you are assured you're not going to lose your things. But if you're just going to get, shortcuts and all that, not doing things the right way, the legal way, and all that, my friend, you're in for a big problem. And also, as much as Phil doesn't talk, he's not mentioning things he's doing and all that. I know at the moment we are working on certain projects that he's supposed to bring to Kenya. Just because he's not mentioning it all, it doesn't mean that he's doing nothing. He's mentioned, we've talked, it's just that you've not finished everything, because of course we have to check the legal way and all that. It might seem longer, but sometimes it's better to take that long route and end to a destination that you're going to be successful, other than taking shortcuts and losing everything, bouncing and failing, and then going back to the US or the diaspora where you are, and then starting to say that, oh, Africans did this, oh, Africans are bad, Africans are this. Do things the right way, and you're going to be successful. It might not seem like a big problem initially when you're starting, you're not famous, but the moment you become famous, the moment you have influence, and Phil is already big, if he does something, the government is going to check taxes, papers, and all that. And lastly, I believe it's very important that we respect people's plans and all that. I believe everybody has different plans, and it's very, very, very important to respect that. Also, a lot of you who are like, okay, I don't know if I should use attacking is the right term here. Like, a lot of you who are attacking that Phil is doing nothing and all that, you are here. Brandon has mentioned that he's doing something. How many of you, I see 488 people in the stream. How many of you from this point here, you are going to subscribe to his channel or to check out what he's doing? You just here talking. You're not going to do anything. You just here because you think it's sweet, because attacking is sweet, drama is sweet. When a stream or something, a video is dramatic, it's sweet, but you're not going anywhere. You're not going to support whatever he's doing. Okay, well, that's my point. That's it.
Ms. Iris, I appreciate your passion, but let me go ahead and let's actually talk about things from a more rational standpoint here. What I am going to say is, here's the deal. Phil, who has a big platform, I want to make sure I made it very, very clear that I 100% understand why he's taking the approach that he's taking, because again, he's a businessman and he's trying to make money. I 100% get this. Here's my position on it, and then after that, I'm gonna let everybody go at it. Right? The first thing that I will say is this: when you have a platform, when you know that your customer base is sick. How do I know that you know that your customer base is sick? Because you said it. You've literally said it. Like when that girl who had the beauty salon got killed, that 21-year-old chick who had opened up a beauty salon, guys went in there, they tried to steal hair from her. Then they went in that like the next day and they murdered her. I remember the passion when you were speaking about how effed up that was and how our people are sick and need help. Desperately need help. You said it, so that means you know, and now that's just one of many times that you said it. That's just one of the most profound. So if you know the people are sick, and I know you love our people, and I get it, you want to make money, and I can also understand that you try to put up all the positive stuff. You put up all the positive stuff, and nobody flocks to it. And at some point, you give up. You simply say, they don't care, they don't want to change, I'm just going to get mine. I get it. And do what I can on the back end. But I'm not going to compromise my family for people who won't do for themselves. I get how you could get to that point. But when you're that big, it's no longer about you anymore. And when you know that the people who are feeding on what you're providing them are sick, you know that they're sick. You know that they use the material that you post on there so they could justify them wallowing in their self-pity and not taking actions to change their lives. Look, Brandon's got a great channel, but his channel's never going to blow up because he's inspirational about accountability. He's going to always have like a few thousand subscribers. And that's the problem. What I'm saying is with you over 1 million, you have a responsibility to say, I'm going to move the mindset of my people. I'm going to persuade them to think differently. And I'll prove it, and I know it's possible because of your man O'Shea Duke Jackson. O'Shea puts up goofball shit. He's got the celebrity junk. They hit the wall, but they're still entitled. I mean, dumb shit. But he also has the Hall of Game too, where like a bunch of black men come together and they talk about straight up positive shit about upliftment, about just being a support system for Black men. He also has Dear African American, and those shits get views too. As much views as probably not as much. I mean, like, he used to do this thing called She Hit the Wall, but She's Still Entitled. That shit was hilarious. I don't know why he stopped, but he used to have these views. He has high views on those things, but he also has high views on the positive. So what that says to me is it is possible to use your platform to move the way that people think. I bet you mediocre tutorials and reviews came out because of the Hall of Game and O'Shea Duke Jackson. I'll bet money on it. You got guys like, I bet you Kevin Samuels probably was somewhat inspired by O'Shea Duke Jackson, as ugly as he is. But I'm saying, like, I get these people who are doing some legitimate shit got inspired to things like Hall of Game. So what does that say to me? If O'Shea Duke Jackson, who has like 100,000 subscribers on his main channel, if that dude can go ahead and move the needle like that, then Phil, you damn sure could move the needle. You don't have to give them junk food to make money. And if you are going to give them junk food, fine, give them junk food. Get your money, bro. We all want that. That's cool. But at the same time, why can't you also do some shit like the Hall of Game? Why can't you do some shit like Dear Black American and make it work? I know that you tried and it didn't work. That just means that you got to try a new way. Thomas Edison failed at making a light bulb 10,000 times. When people asked him, well, he didn't really make it, but this is his inspirational quote after he stole it from the guy who did make it. He said, I didn't fail 10,000 times. I just figured out 10,000 ways that didn't work. So if you tried other ways and they didn't work, why don't you try different ways so we can move the needle? Because you know just as well as I know that our people are sick. They are psychologically wounded. They are broken and they need help. And you feeding them the junk food that is allowing them to wallow in their self-pity is just feeding the problem. And I know that after a while it could be discouraging and you could feel like giving up at times because niggas are stupid. But at the same time, you got responsibility, man. You got 1 million people that view you. You got a responsibility now. I know you got a responsibility to your family, but bro, O'Shea is not smarter than you. Because if he was, he'd have a bigger platform. Okay? O'Shea may be on this doctor stuff, but he's not smarter than you. In fact, all these videos look the exact same. Okay, so like he's not even creative, but he's able to create shit that moves the needle. That's all I'm saying. If O'Shea can do it.
Okay, so Lou. Okay, Lou. So I guess you didn't watch the video. You know, and
this nigga nonchalant.
Roy Ure.
Damn.
O'Shea introduced me to Roy Ure, and we great friends now. She put up a video of rape crisis literally going on in Liberia. I didn't do that. She did it. I asked her, can we show it? She agreed to it. That's me spreading content too. What's going on with Black people? So what are you talking about? We are an international platform. We're just not Black America. We all over the world.
Can I share? I just want to share something. Everybody brought great points. I get it. You know what I'm saying? These people are also content creators. I get it. Oh, he's helping me. There's a quote. There is a man who says something that I think perfectly fits this situation. He said, ignore negative people. They feed on your reaction. And if they see you being affected by what they do or say, they'll keep doing it, right? Phil knows that if he keeps giving you negative content, he can keep eating off of that. He eats off of spreading you negativity. So when he sees that him giving you negativity generates dollars, he's just going to keep doing it because it generates dollars, right? With those dollars, he is then able to do trickle-down economics on other people's platforms. So when you come for him, they have to jump to his defense because you attacking the golden goose that helps them make money when when otherwise they might not be able to. O'Shea, I love his content. O'Shea talked about things Phil does, right? But unless Phil's doing that stuff every single day, see the news, they promote their sponsors every day, right? They say, look, we talked about a bunch of bull crap, but this news channel was brought to you by X, Y, and Z. They always promote something that's serious or something that's productive, right? At the end. Because if it doesn't have any productive, no positive impact, they can't survive, right? You can't live on negativity. You can only do what Black people have been doing for generations, dying based on negativity, right? And all of you people who are like, Brandon's this, Brandon's that, that's okay. But what I understand is that you deserve more than that. It doesn't matter if Tigers gets on here and says, well, Phil did this. And if you don't do the business right, what does that matter? Well, those are the reasons, right? But what's the results? The Chinese are taking over Africa. The Chinese ain't worried about doing it the right way. In Africa, there's a saying, since I've been there many times, they say it is better to ask for forgiveness than ask for permission, right? These people, you got somebody on here talking about doing things the right way, but out the other side of their neck, they talking about how corrupt the government is, right? So China goes in and they play dirty and they game. So you got to go and play by the rules. How far you think you gonna get doing that? I'm telling you because I know, because I've been to Africa many times. I have friends, I have family in Africa who tell me how to do what I'm gonna do. Okay. People who are far more successful than the African people you see on these YouTube channels. They tell me, brother, you got to do it this way. Don't worry about that. Do it like this. And under their guidance, I'm having success in Africa with businesses, employing people, everything like that, right? I'm coming to you as someone who's making it over there, doing things over there, and trying to tell you, I don't need your money. I don't want it. I don't benefit. I haven't sold out. See, money complicates things. When you put money into the situation, that means people are not going to be 100% honest with you. They're only going to tell you enough to keep you paying them. They're going to give you pieces of the truth. They're going to try to discredit everything that the person who's calling things to light says, because that interrupts their cash flow. If they're making money, what are they doing for you on the continent? As much as people jump on here to defend, what have they produced for our people on the continent? You sit up and will ask the white man for tangibles, but you will not hold the people who profit off of you accountable for tangibles. If we can't hold each other accountable, if we can't make each other deliver tangibles for us, how are we going to make the white man do that? I want to give you tangibles. I want to be accountable for you. I want to be obligated to you. I want to give you something that you don't have. Okay? I will work every day to give you something that you never had. I would die behind that. These people won't do anything for you. They can talk all they want to, but tell them to produce something that benefits you. And then they're going to be like Phil was earlier, making a bunch of excuses, talking about lawyers and all that stuff. If the Chinese had that mindset, they wouldn't be taking over Africa. And we ain't going to have nothing as long as we keep promoting that mindset based on, I like the way this person does this. And it's all about the results. All these people can say whatever they want, but what's the results, you guys? Oh, I'm working behind the scenes. That's the classic line of somebody who ain't doing nothing. That's the classic line. Wait, that's the classic line of someone who's working to do something that's going to benefit them and not benefit you. Because if they were doing something that was going to benefit you, they wouldn't shut up about it. They constantly be talking about, oh, I'm doing this for you. What do you remember when you was little? What your parents say? I do this for y'all. I do this for y'all. Because they was really doing something for you. But when a man gets up and says, well, you don't know what I'm doing behind the scenes. You're right. We don't know. We want to know. Tell us. Oh, I can't tell you. Oh, okay. That's a clear sign to know they ain't doing nothing that's going to benefit you. You guys better wake up. You better wake up. You let it talk to you.
Can I say something real quick, brother?
Let me say something before kindly. Okay, fine. Brandon, you've mentioned I'm defending because okay, fine. I know partly the growth of my channel was also through Phil's channel, and that's not the reason I'm saying I'm defending Phil or what. If you listen carefully, I said it is very important to do things the right way. On my channel I hosted a lady, Shay. Do you know one of the reasons that she lived in Kenya and had to go back in America? Well, like I said, when you start becoming very successful and you didn't do your paperwork right, you'll be in trouble. And for me, this is advice. So I would tell anyone who wants to do things the right way. You'll see the Chinese are coming and doing that. Let me tell you how the Chinese are doing it, because I've even seen papers before. The thing is, they try to trick the system in the sense that they'll come with papers to show that they are technical engineers or what, and they will get their work permit. And once they've gotten that, they will get to do something different. So at least when they are caught, they can show, oh, it's a work permit and something like that, or something related to that. I would advise anybody who's coming to the continent, personally, do things the right way. But if you can't do things the right way, you do things as you want. If you don't want to do, depending on the country you're going to, if you don't want to do the paperwork and do things the right way, when you burn your fingers, well, that's okay. That's still good. I mean, it's your choice. You have a choice to decide whether you want to do things the right way or you want to cut corners. When you'll get in trouble, don't cry and don't generalize and say, oh, Africans this, oh, Africans are what. You got what you deserve, because nobody, even here in Africa, can go to America and start cutting corners and doing things I don't know how, because when they eventually get cut, they also lose.
Please, African Tigers, we're good friends.
I'm being real. I'm being real here, Brandon. I'm not even lying. I'm just telling you the truth. For you, it's okay. It's okay for you to say whatever you wanna say. But I'm telling you, I have a video on my channel. If anybody reached out to that lady, why she lived in Kenya for 3 years and had to go back, she was becoming very successful. She didn't have the right paperwork and things like that. It was very hard for her to proceed. But it's okay. It's okay. Just do things as you want. When you'll burn your fingers,
you guys better stop letting these people give you guys all this fear-based crap, keeping you from doing what you need to do. Okay?
It's okay, Brandon. It's okay, Brandon. You know you're arguing with me, Brandon. You're arguing with me, and you. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me just not go there, but it's okay. Like I said, it's a choice. It's a choice. It's a choice. If you want to cut corners, if you don't want to do things the right way, I said everybody has an option. I'm not going to sit here and mislead people and lie to people that you can cut corners. Everybody cuts corners in Africa. No. I've seen people losing their business. Apart from that lady, I've seen people losing their business. I've seen someone being depossessed their property and just being deported and stuff like that, and you can't enter the country back, and yet you have a very successful business. That's what I'm saying. I'm not arguing. For those ones who want to go to your route, let them go your route. Let them cut corners. I'm not going to stand here and just mislead people. I'm going to tell people the truth. I'm not going to lie to people and tell them, oh, you can do that. Because when things would go south, they'll come for me. I'll have to tell people the truth. And it's very advisable wherever you go. If you respect the continent, it's also important that you respect the rules or the laws of the land. They might not be as effective, but if you respect the continent, if you respect the people here, you have to watch and you must respect the laws of the land. You cannot, and that kind of mentality, that kind of attitude, that's why sometimes you have people talking about some stereotypes. You have to respect the people that you're going to. You have to respect the constitution. You cannot be talking about Africans this, Africans that, and you are also coming to be part of the problem. You're also coming to be part of the problem, breaking the rules. You can't be that.
Hey,
and then one thing I wanted
Tigers, let me tell you something. Everything you guys keep saying, it only proves my point. Because you guys don't talk about any of this stuff on a daily basis. You guys only give the real information to discredit me, when you should give the real information every day to inform our people. You've been on my channel. You've been on my channel, Brandon. They're trying to put me down with it. Brandon, I'm not trying to put you down at all. You've been on my platform. I've hosted you on my platform a lot of times. You've talked about your business. You've promoted your business. You've promoted the things you've done on my channel. So I'm not even trying to put you down.
because even on my platform, very well, I've hosted you, I've hosted Coffee, and I've hosted people who talk about doing things the right way. I've hosted on my platform a property lawyer for those people who are going to buy property. So why are you saying I'm doing? Why are you saying that I'm talking about things to put you down? No, I'm just stating facts.
Brandon, can you let Tigress finish, please, so we can hear what she's saying?
Because now our people are learning about what's going on in the continent and how to do what they need to do. Every other day is all just entertainment. Now it can
That's a lie, Brandon. That's a lie, Brandon. That is a lie, Brandon. You've been on my platform, and I know some people were here when we even invited a property lawyer on my platform to advise people, because I always tell people, even when you want to buy property, I do the legal stuff. I've invited a lawyer to advise people on how to go about the legal stuff. So I cannot say that I don't give the information. I do give. I've invited the likes of Coffee who've done things the right way. They have their papers and everything, and they've always come to my platform and they've always talked about doing things the right way.
I never even brought you up. You jumped on the panel trying to defend Phil. Your channel is fine. I have no quarrel with your channel. I like it. I wouldn't come on there.
Okay, one last thing I have to add. Why is it that if someone has a problem, or if we don't agree with each other as black people across the globe, why is it what's so hard in writing each other a message or an email? Because I believe emails are public, instead of just coming to platforms and just starting to talk about negative stuff about people. Why can't we just write them an email and try to reach them, give them the suggestions and options that we have?
African Tigress, I agree with that, and mentioned the same thing as well. That's one thing we need to try to do, and I hope the people that each person will try to reach out to will also be humble enough to get back to them, because sometimes certain things, like I said, we can be discussing certain issues or things that we think we know we can do better on YouTube. That's, I think, one thing we really need to look at. And for people in the chat that are saying, Phil have his agent on the platform to come and defend him. That is not even the case, because I don't even know Phil or have any conversation or anything with him at all. But I've been following him for a while, and I know what he was doing, and he is still did something that I came across yesterday. And African Tigress, Lily Mutams, she's trying to be an MP in Zambia. So I just highlight that when Phil was saying it's not everything that he's doing, he's going to put out there. But with that being said, Brandon makes some valuable points as well. So I say it's good to have this type of conversations, but let's have it off YouTube, because like Phil said it, I don't know, Lou also mentioned the same thing. Sadly, our people like drama. They like bad news. Channels that are out there. What I do is promoting Black-owned businesses. Hardly you have the views, but you are not there for that. You are not there for that. So it's very, very important for content creators to come together and try to put certain things in order, so that it doesn't seem like because someone is, doing a lot already, he have to carry on covering this as well, covering that. But if we are well organized, we can pull this off. We are smart people. But it's all about us organizing ourselves, try to listen to each other and try to know where is this person coming from and what we can do better. But let's try to do it outside YouTube. That's what I have to add.
Can I say something, Brother Dynast?
Go ahead.
All right. I listened to.
Hold on 1 second. My bad. Guys, hit that like button. Hit the like button. All right, go ahead, O'Shea.
All right, and shout out to the brother Lou Major. I'm a come for him in another episode, but not right now. We're gonna deal with brother Lou later. But shout out to him. He made some good points. I think Brandon has made some points. I think it's hard for he makes some good points. I can't say that he doesn't. But at the same time, the thing that I want to ask everybody is the Pan-African space on social media, is it better now than what it was last year? The answer is yes. The answer is yes. I wasn't even in the Pan-African space. To be honest, brother Dynus, who's formerly Albert Hollis, is from my city. We went to the same high school, and he was one of the greatest athletes in our city. And it was him that inspired me. Listen to what I'm saying, Brandon. It was him that inspired me to do what I'm doing now. All right. I was talking about Africa, and then I saw a video about, a lot of you brothers talking about Africa, but you won't go. I said, you know what? I got to go. And it changed my life, right? Even people like you that have the passion, and you and me have a very similar mentality on race. And I'm very, very aggressive and super hardcore pro-black like you. Like, I'm really, really super hardcore on what and how I feel. So I see what you're saying. But this is what we got to say as far as content strategies as us. We got to be honest about it. Here's something that's going to hurt a lot of people. A lot of content creators are weak. They're not good. We're going to have to be honest. Content creators in this space are not that good. And that's something that has to be dealt with by the content creator. If people are not receiving content, I know that for Kinganda because we struggled for 2 years. Nobody will watch us. If people do not watch you or watch me or watch anybody, that is a problem because we are doing something wrong. Look at Black Acres of the Gambia, for example. Black Acres of the Gambia don't use editing and don't use a whole lot of stuff. Black Acres of the Gambia is killing it every episode, 30,000 views, 40,000 views. They know how to reach their audience. For us,
but I thought positivity doesn't sell.
No. I get what you're saying. Let me finish. I'm not disagreeing with you, family. I'm not disagreeing with you. Well, what I'm saying is this. We all have something to do. And what I want to say is this. We all have spaces that we can develop. It's enough room for a person like you. It's enough room for a person like me. Me and Phil have had some of the same conversations, if not worse, offline that get real ugly. All right. But the thing about it is this. The space is better. Okay. And you have people that are getting resources. In Uganda, it was relatively unknown how to do things here. Now, for my channel, people can kind of figure out. I don't, and this is why I don't accept a Patreon or a PayPal for the Kinganda channel, but because of, I don't want people to be like, oh, you just doing it for the money or whatever. And I'm going to tell you like this, bro, when we have people that say that, it stops people from, and I'm not saying that you're not right for that, because I do believe that you need to be vested in this. But for a lot of people that want to get into space and want to survive, it might be hard because they'll be like, well, I really love what I do. But if people see me making money, then they're going to call me a scammer. They're going to say that. And what happens is it stops people from getting into the business that could help our people. For example, I spent $800 in the last 2 days trying to get the business, the completing the registration of the Kinganda business at Expat Assist. And Expat Assist, we did a video for them today. I asked the community tab what questions they had, right? This is how it started. A Black lady and a Dutch lady started this business because it was so hard for this lady to find all the information that she needed to migrate to Uganda as a foreigner. So that business was started. Now imagine you have African Americans that have the same questions. And if they start this business that will help brothers, whether it's in Nigeria or whether it's the sisters in Sierra Leone, and if they start it and they need support, and then if people ask for money for support, then people might say, well, they're scammers. I'm not saying that you're saying that, but what I'm saying is that can kind of stop people from getting into the business. And what I want to say is this, it's getting better. We're not perfect. I think everybody makes good points, but it's getting better. Now we have more help in the Gambia. We have more help in Uganda. We have more help in South Africa with the real South Africa. We're improving as a community, and it's getting stronger. And I think what you're talking about and what all the concerns are is just opportunity for people like you, for people like me. I mean, I'm noticing now, even we have something called Club Kinganda, right? Now just talk about your point. I met Tigress in person. I talk to Tigress all the time, African Superstar all the time. Now we have something called Club Kinganda where we can do like a club mix for the Pan-African community and post a video. I never thought that would work. Guess what? It worked so well, Brother Brandon. NTV called, the DJs, NBS, Urban TV, they all calling like the DJ saying, yo, we want to take Kinganda's idea and we want to play it on local TV here. So I think that we all just got to find our lanes. I mean, the things that you're talking about make sense, but that's opportunity for us to do it. If Phil doesn't do it, then you can do it. You can blow up just like he blew up. If look at African Tigress. African Tigress, when I met her, had like 30 or 40 subscribers when I met her and her sister in Kenya. Now she has 40,000. Look at what she's doing. She's making great money and growing. We all have the opportunity to edify the community in what we do best. And, you know, if Phil doesn't want to change his content, he doesn't need to, because there's other ways to be effective, as you said. You know, as you said, we can be effective in many different ways. And the thing I want to say to you is, for all Black people out there, we have too much opportunity. We all need to work together, even if we don't like each other, or I'm not saying you don't like anybody, but there's people I don't like, right? But we still have, people don't like me. People don't want me in this space, Brandon. People don't want me in the space, like, because they don't like me. But the thing about it is, it's getting better. It's improving. And next year will be even better. The next year will be even better. That's the only thing I wanted to say.
I mean, that would be great if my focus was to blow up on YouTube. Like, what I'm saying is, the people who are blown up and blowing up on YouTube owe it to our people to provide more than just look. O'Shea, I commended your channel. I like your channel. I watch it. But what I'm saying is, I was talking to Phil about the specific things that I dislike about his channel and the things I feel he does that are disingenuous. You guys hopped on to kind of cape for Phil, which is fine. So y'all got caught in the crossfire. I got zero problem with Tiger's channel. I got zero problem with Afrikanism or O'Shea's channel. What I'm saying is, if we are going to profit off our people, if what we claim to want is for our people to make progress, O'Shea, right, that means it's on us to set up the opportunities for them to make progress.
I 100% agree. I agree.
Listen, this is the difference between you and Phil. You talked about all the things you've been doing, or the things you set up to promote progress on the continent. When I told Phil, why don't you just collect money with all your viewers and start building projects in Africa, or start taking over industries, which he could do. He has that big a platform. Phil said, you know how many lawyers you got to, it went straight to the victim negativity. I can't do defeatist mindset. That's the difference.
Not what I said.
Y'all
Stop lying on me, man.
Mentally,
I'm tired of you lying on me. You
I'm
lied
not
on me many times.
That. Okay.
I know. If you want me to repeat what I said you take Black folks' money in the United States. I have no connection to a government, at least yet. I got slowly getting some connections, right? I'm going to take money and start an industry I have nothing about. I didn't go on the ground to research. I don't have a connection, but I got Black folks' money. I said, you can literally go to jail for taking certain people's money. And I mentioned Steve Bannon and them, how they getting indicted for taking people's money. Because of other Black folks who have messed that up, I want to make sure my I's are dotted and T's are crossed. I'm not going to take people's money. I'm not going to do the right thing. That's what I said. I didn't say I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Don't lie on me, man. You've done that many times.
Okay, well, look, so I'm not a thief. So when I take somebody's money, I'm like, yo, I'm not stealing it. If I have it here, if they want it back, I give it. I just processed the refund as we were speaking for something that one of the projects I'm working on. Hey, the person said they didn't want to do it. I shot them their money back out of my own pocket, and the money will stay in the investment. But what I'm telling you is this: we have all these different reasons why we can't make progress, why we can't. We have no reasons why we can't spread the negativity, but we got all the reasons why we can't begin to transform what we've profited off of the negativity into something positive. All I'm going to say, and I'm going to let y'all say whatever y'all want. All the Black people who are watching this, you deserve better. You deserve better than what you're getting. You are giving your valuable time and attention to these platforms. They owe you. I don't care what they say. They owe you. Without you, there is none of this is possible. None of it. They owe you. I owe you. And I will do everything I can to give back to you. One thing I'm not going to do, I'm a pledge. I'm not going to give you any negativity. I'm not going to give you that. I'm not going to feed you that and feed your kids and all this stuff. You got enough. You've been kicked and beat up enough. You've been showed how you've been tortured enough. Now it's time for us to give our people the positivity. They need the motivation. They need the motivation without the agitation. You guys deserve that. And I want you to give it. Not only do I want you to get it, I want you to understand I deserve better. We beat ourselves up. And then we go and look at people's channels who then show us how we getting beat up. We have a negative mindset. We live in a negative world. And in order to make progress, we are going to have to start thinking towards the positive. Positivity will not allow you to do anything you want to do, but positivity will allow you to do everything better than negativity will. We need positivity, and I'm going to give it to you. I don't care what these people say. I'm my own person. I'm going to give you everything you deserve. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do with everything in my power, because we're not going to go into the future and take over the planet with a bunch of people who keep reminding us of everything negative about our existence. By the way, did you see the cops beat up that black dude here? By the way, did you hear these women got punched out by Chinese people? Why don't they give you positivity? Hey, the Chinese lady beat up the black woman in the store. But you know what we're doing? We're building a community over in this country. And for X amount of dollars, you could be a part of that. And if you got a better idea, let's do that too. What's wrong with that? How many of you guys are doing it? If it was being promoted, if these people are as awesome as you guys say they are, we would have been, forget the space looking better. I'm talking about actual tangible results. What about the physical results? I don't care
Brandon,
about YouTube.
Brandon,
Brandon, Mike.
Go ahead.
He's been the negative one the whole time, actually.
Let me get on this
Lord,
mic.
Go ahead.
Yeah, let me. First of all, okay, this is a nightmare, you know, and I just want to say, you know, Dynas, you brought this show, you knew it was going to create this kind of, you know, environment. Number one. Number two, I think, Brandon, in many ways, you have a very limited view on the power of media and how international this is. And as an international traveler, you are very aware that many people on the continent, for instance, many people on the continent that are actually viewers of our channels are not aware of the dynamic that is happening in the West to Black people. They have actually only seen all of your positives that the white man has conveniently showed them of what life is like in America. The diversity in Black media is extremely needed. We are not all the same. We don't all have the same approach. We don't all do that. Now, you guys know, obviously, my channel, for instance, is family friendly. I am overwhelmingly positive, but there is still a need for, obviously, the depth and diversity. Phil is a huge resource to us by way of the fact that he is a very large platform. He reaches many, many people. And not only that, he also employs our people behind the scenes. He actually reaches out and supports other small, struggling Black content creators. Something that, apart from O'Shea Duke Jackson on this platform, nobody else does. None of you guys cash checks for nobody. So the fact is, you see, it is important for people to escalate to a position that they can provide these opportunities for other people. There are other people that design their platform, like myself, like African Tigress, like the Diaspora channel. We design our channels in a more tailored way, and all of us have gradually grown, much less than other people such as O'Shea Duke Jackson, Dynas Demir, and Phil Scott. Because why? Because they provide a bit more of that controversial content that our people love and crave. The reality is there's enough space out here for us all to eat. And I tell you what is also so frustrating. What's so frustrating is we have such an expectation of our people that we don't have for anybody else. I wonder how many of these panels white people organize to come and question the legitimacy of other white people's platforms. I wonder how often they do that, but we do it so often here. And it is very, very unnecessary. I had to get out of my bed once again, the last time I appeared on Dynas channel, to neutralize the situation. Once again, it is really, really embarrassing. And it's so detrimental. At the end of the day, Brandon, and anybody else who is listening, if you don't like the various content creators that are here and available, it's your responsibility to create the voice that you want to see, to create the vision that you want to see. That is all that you can do. My mother told me very clearly when I was young, if you want things done properly, you do them yourself. You don't come and crab in a barrel on the next man because of what they're doing, because what you don't like. There's a lot of Black women out here that do a lot of stuff that I don't like. A lot of content creators, a lot of entertainers. You will never see me on my platform say, oh my God, this person is horrible, blah, blah, blah. Let them do what they're doing. But I can counteract that by what I'm doing. I have a platform, for instance, even some people that are on this panel have tried to strategically tell me, oh, Gina, do this, do that, try this, try that. And I've said, no, I'm not interested in that content. I'm going to grow in a way that I want to grow, that I'm able to capture an audience that resonates with me. You know, so I just wanted to come and express my thoughts on it because, again, it's very, very disappointing. You know, I understand that you're very passionate about your feelings and we have this call to action, but in reality, people do view media for various different reasons. Some people come for news, some people come for entertainment, some people come for comedy or beauty or whatever. Everybody's not coming to be bombarded with, you know, our ideology all the time. Phil Scott runs a news channel. Okay, that's the good, the bad, and the ugly. I personally feel he does have a diversity on his channel. He provides stories from the continent. He provides health and wellness. He provides, you know, information from the U.S. And he also does give his commentary, whereby he does tell people all the time, this is the reality of living here in the West. So if Black people are fed up with it, they need to explore their options. This is something that he says on a regular basis on his channel. So, you know, I personally think
so everything you said.
Hold on, Brandon, let her finish. Brandon, let her finish.
I'm asking what's the result of it all?
What?
What's the result of all this? Y'all long-winded, but y'all can't tell me what's the result of it all. All y'all can say is it's good to have diversity. Y'all sound like white people who ain't gonna give niggas.
Well, I mean, if you were knowledgeable, then you know the power of Black media. You
Dinus,
know
let me know when I can go, Dinus.
you know the fact that we've grown up.
Okay, hold on.
The fact that we've grown up, especially in America, with a lack of Black diversity. So the fact that we're able to have YouTube and we're able to interpret it to the way that we want is valuable. Apart from that, unlike what you said,
you guys don't even say what you want to say because you're afraid that your video's going to get you monetized.
Brandon, let her finish.
It's my turn, man. It's my turn.
Go ahead, Brandon. Let her finish. Go ahead.
She's been talking for a while.
Brandon, go ahead, Gina.
Unlike you, I would say content creators have no responsibility to their viewers unless they choose to have that responsibility. The fact that we're in this space, actually, in my opinion, my platform is a luxury to my viewers because this is voluntary. None of us have to come out here, and certainly none of us have to be berated by a lot of you who aren't even doing a fraction of what we're doing, sharing our information, taking our time and money and everything to produce this content. We don't really technically owe you anything. And last time I checked, you're not bombarding Fox News, ABC, BET. You guys don't expect anything from those major news networks or those major mainstream networks. Y'all don't expect anything from Cardi B or Snoop Dogg or anybody. But yet here on YouTube, you're expecting the sun, moon, and stars from your everyday YouTuber who's in the same situation that you are. So that's my point. That's what I have to say about this.
You guys all get on the internet telling Black people what they need to do. You just had a video, a couple of them, talking about Black people need to take action and all this stuff. You guys try to hold Black people accountable, but when somebody try to hold y'all accountable, we don't owe you anything. We don't owe you anything.
I'm already listen. I'm already taking action. And if you watch my channel, you know very well I say it all the time. This information is for you because I have already made the individual decisions that I made. I've already initiated my travel, my business to the continent. The decision on my part has been made. This is, in my opinion, a resource to our peers. And if you ask our chat room, for instance, the hundreds of people that are viewing us right now, how much information they gain from YouTube, from all of our platforms, you would probably be shocked that many of them would say, you know what, I have never seen the images from you guys, Africa, whatever, certain news stories. There's people, I report stories on my channel as well, not as much as Phil or O'Shea, But I report stories, and there's people on the continent that's like, man, that's crazy. I never heard of this. I reported a story that was actually on Phil's channel a few days ago about a Senegalese family that was burned in an arson case in Colorado. How many people around the United States heard about that? I live in the UK. If it weren't for his channel, I would have never heard about that. I reported it on my channel, and people on the continent was like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. Why would I move to America and be in that situation? This content is relevant, whether or not you see the value in it. We are impacting people globally, and that is what we are here to do.
All right, Diane, can I go?
Yeah, go ahead, Phil.
So basically, my assessment of all of this is that, and just based listening, because like I say, Brandon do represent a segment in our community, so I'm not just attacking him or saying, oh, him. The fact, just reality speaking, we all have created our own bully pulpit, and no matter what he say, tomorrow everybody on this platform will go do what they want to do on their platform, no matter what he says. He really don't understand that how powerful media is, and he's trying to confuse media with activism, and it's totally different. Media, for instance, your media platforms aren't activism platforms. But the activists can join with the media platforms to get out a message, to share different things, etc. Because what you're seeing with this situation, what he's talking about, is that you want one person to be everything, and that's not how it's going to work. Somebody may be great at media. Somebody may be good at the grassroots, getting people together. Somebody may be good at, teaching parenting classes. Somebody may be good at relationships, that discuss that sort of thing. For instance, Kevin Samuels talk about relationships, right? I don't do that on my platform. You need people to talk about relationships. It's so many different people that do things. It's like O'Shea do his thing, Gina do hers. I mean, it's beautiful to see the plurality of media platforms now. We didn't have that when I first started on YouTube. It's beautiful. Even what O'Shea said about literally social media, black, media has started to create a new African renaissance now. That came from the space that we all have been involved in. Did it come from the mainstream media? It didn't. Okay. So that's a beautiful thing. More black people. Like I said, us, we partnered with Worldviews, took 30 black folks to Kenya last year. Beautiful to see that, right? We would have took 60 more black folks to either South Africa and Kenya again, but coronavirus stopped that. So, more and more black people getting their passports, black people starting their businesses on the continent, doing all kind of different things through the information that we have provided. But everybody has they thing that they do. So if you think people should be doing activism, well, then you get on the street with the activists and do that work. We all have a part to play in the black community. But I'm going to play my part in media, whether who say what, you know what I'm saying? And reality speaking, what happened to the Senegalese family is reality. And what people like Brandon is saying, well, that's negativity. Well, I'm sorry. We got to talk about the reality of black people. And you listen to those commentaries, what do I tell you? You in Babylon, okay? We need to figure out a way to get our act together, get all our family passports, and start going to the continent and see all the Caribbean. If you want to go to the Caribbean, that's fine. And get connected, okay? Allison John, both of John's mother, I just did an interview with her the other day. She said we can come to St. Lucia. It's wide open for us to come, okay? So as I talk to people, I'm making connections, figuring different things out, right? And that's been the great thing about media. So yes, I'm going to continue doing what I'm doing because it's effective. You view it as negative, don't care. We need to expose.
Oh, Phil, that's that Metro PCS, Phil. That's that Boost Mobile. All right, we'll do one more round and we'll close out. Brandon, go ahead, close the comments.
I mean, the reality is this, like I said earlier, positivity won't allow you to do anything you want to do. Positivity won't allow me to.
Oh, his internet is kind of messing up.
Yeah, go ahead, Brandon.
Positivity won't allow me to beat Odell Beckham Jr. in a 40-yard dash. But I guarantee you, positive thinking will allow me to perform better while racing Odell Beckham Jr. in a 40-yard dash than negative thinking will. If you guys really believe that calling a media your own that does nothing more than bombard you with negativity, right? If you really believe that is going to yield progress in your life or in our collective, you are deluding yourself. You are not really looking at what's going on. Do you know that when Chinese people go to Africa, they send people with them who are basically like ministers of morale? These are people who basically motivate the Chinese people while they're over there working on living in a compound, working in Africa, etc., reminding them of who they are, why they're there, why they need to do, why what they're doing is important for the growth of China. That's necessary, right? We don't get that reminder. All we get is a constant reminder of how much we're getting our butts whooped all over the globe. That's all we get. And then when you tell the people, hey, bro, you gave me, I get it. I get it. You didn't give me a lot of the negative. Can you throw me a little bone of positivity? That's when you start getting the, I don't care. I don't owe you, we don't owe you anything, etc., etc. And you hearing it out of those mouths, not mine. When you say, look, I like your channel, but it's a bit negative, and it's kind of negative a lot. Maybe some positivity would be a good change of pace. We don't owe you anything. We don't owe you anything. It's better than it was yesterday. Well, guess what? Look, if it's on the bottom and it go 2 inches from the bottom, it's still on the bottom. It's better than it was yesterday, but it's still on the bottom, right? You all deserve better than that. And I'm here to tell you, you deserve better than that. The media is not just a tool for perpetuating and promoting negativity. The media is accountable. The media is a powerful weapon when used properly. Do you understand back in the day how they used to promote during war and stuff? Do you know how they used to promote propaganda? When the United States fights over in different countries, where do you learn about what's happening in the battle? You learn it from the media. The media has a job to bring the people information that is conducive to progress, right? So why does your media only bring you information that's conducive to negativity, a defeatist mentality, and their personal profit? You deserve better than that. Call me emotional. Brandon is, Brandon's not. Fine. But that's all rooted in this idea that you have inside of you that you don't deserve better than what they are giving you. That's something with yourself. That's something with you where you look at this. It's like when they say Killer Mike is your leader. His big fat butt on stage speaking for you. And you say, you got sense, you say, he ain't no leader of mine. That's what you need to say about this media. This media ain't no media of mine because they don't tell me nothing that benefits me. All they tell me is how I got my butt whooped over here and I got my butt slapped over here. Oh, the Senegalese got set on fire. Okay, now what are we going to do about that? You got to be very careful about the message that you spread to your people. A lot of what you do has to be determined by your people's ability to have an impact on what's going on. There's nothing we could do about Senegalese people being set on fire. So why does someone who's supposed to be intelligent feel the need to depress you with that on top of every other negative thing that you've experienced this year? See, but we're in a time where we need some positivity. You know, when your parents used to get down, you know what they used to do? They used to put on some good music to lift their spirits.
Brandon.
Okay. Yes.
I got, but just shout out your page, and I got to pass the mic. But shout out the page.
The page is Pan-Africanism Strikes Back. You don't have to go like it. I'm not doing this to get likes. I'm doing this because I really ask, why do we feel like negativity is going to bring progress? We have to give our people what they need at the time, and our people need positivity. So that's what we're going to give. Thank you.
All right. Diaspora Channel, go ahead.
Yeah, Brandon, you make some very valuable points, like I mentioned earlier. So we need to have these type of conversations, but let's make it outside YouTube. Let's, find a way to connect to one another and actually organize ourselves. That's what I think is actually missing. We can do this, like I said, but let's find a way to organize things properly and be respectful towards one another when we are having this type of conversation. And I think the best way is outside YouTube. On my channel, I promote Black-owned businesses. So if you are a business owner, reach out to me at the diaspora channel at gmail.com.
All right, O'Shea Duke Jackson, go ahead. O'Shea.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm here. White man, help me back, brother.
Go ahead.
I want to say that I thank you for being here to be on this powerful panel. I think the brother Brandon, I will tell you that I accept your challenge as far as adding more value and improvement. I think you say some things that I can't deny, that I need to take actionable items to do better. So that I think I'm gonna take it up on myself to do some of the things you're talking about. I think that's been legit. I'll accept that myself personally, but I do want to say that I think that the space is getting better. A lot of times, for us to do actionable things on the continent, it's hard to get information. It's hard to do things. Many of us are moving to different countries. So some people are going to Ghana, some people are going to Gambia, some people are going to Uganda, and all the countries don't work in synchronism, right? So we have to figure out certain things. But I think people are getting inspired to do things, to find out how much money that they need, what are the opportunities. And so I'm gonna take your challenge on, try to be better, to not try, but to do better. So I will take that challenge on, and it's inspired me to do more. So thank you everybody on the channel, and I'm glad to be on here with all these awesome creators.
All right, African Superstar, go ahead.
I am Jeannie Forward, the one and only African Superstar, another content creator here. I actually provide a diversity of media on my channel. Overwhelmingly positive, however, some issues that I feel are relevant. I personally was motivated to leave the United States and persist onto the continent because of the negative things surrounding me in America, not because of all the wonderful things available to me. Some people will see those things and evaluate their life. So I'm definitely a proponent to all these content creators here. I personally believe everybody is valuable in their own respect. And my final words would be obviously a call to action to my audience, as I always do, which is, you can be the solution to the problems that you find. It's not always the responsibility of other people to create solutions for you. And I think a lot of us here are definitely examples of that, because all of us have created various spaces for us that minister to the image and the need that we want to perpetuate. So big shout outs to everyone that came here. Big shout outs, a lot of, everybody here basically are personal friends of mine. So big shout outs to all of you. Big shout outs to the audience, the African Superstar family. You can find me here on YouTube under The African Superstar.
All right, African Tigers, go ahead.
All right, thank you so much. First, I appreciate this time. Actually, pretty late. I appreciate everyone has a point. Everyone has a point. I believe so. Brandon, you also have a point, obviously. And three things I want to add as we concluding this. First, I think I mentioned the issue about legal work, paperwork and getting it legal. And of course, a number of people on the chats, I could say, like, why is it that we have to do it the legal way, yet the Chinese and the rest of the people are not doing it the right way? So obviously, if these people are not doing it the right way, sometimes even some of them have had to lose their business. So personally, what I'm just offering is like, it's better to do it the right way. But of course, it's easy. You can easily get away with the wrong way, or the illegal way. But when you get caught up, that would be up to you. So it's up to you to decide, go the legal way, follow the steps, follow the rules, or maybe just go the other way. You can be successful. But if you, sorry?
Somebody, hey, mute you. Whoever's talking, mute yourself.
That's the Diaspora channel, I think.
All right, go ahead, African Tigers.
Hello. So if you can be successful, if you can manage to sneak through cut corners and end up successful, that's good for you. But for me, I've always believed in doing things the legal way. Then second, I would say sometimes how we approach or how we do things is different. Have a background in leadership and governance. I actually train on leadership and governance. I've done that for a while now. I do trainings with different Kenyans in different communities on matters leadership and governance. And one thing I learned because I was also trained to train, is that sometimes we might not have the best political parties in the countries and all that. And the best way to create change sometimes is from within. You might not agree with everything, but a lot of times, even in the community, as people are going for this leadership or they want to influence change or make change, if people feel as if you are attacking them, or you make the people feel attacked, or whatever they're doing is wrong, if you're going to approach them in a manner that they're going to feel attacked, they're not going to follow you. But if you can be able to win these people over, bring these people to your side, you are very easily, you're going to make impact. And that is personally my approach. Win people over, and once you are able to have these people on your side, you are easily going to have an impact. But if you're going to be like combative, making people feel like you are attacking them, people are not going to support you. They'll feel like you are attacking them. But the same way, it's always easier to correct a friend than just a random person. If a random person gives me a negative comment, I'm like, of course you're going to defense mode. But if it's your friend, someone you trust, or someone you've seen and you've known this person has like really good intentions and all that, you're more likely to think about it. Why did this person say this about me? And lastly, I would advise anyone who's coming to the continent or who's visiting, come with a very open mind. Sometimes I do get lots of comments, including both on my channel, and I've even seen some comments here. And one thing I would say, some people would be very surprised, super surprised and shocked when they get to their motherland. I think there's this notion that people think that, oh, there are no rules on the continent, they can get away with everything and anything they want. It's going to be a very rude wake-up call for a number of people. Well, that's all. My YouTube channel is African Tigress. I share diverse content there, but most importantly, I do content to do with just uniting Black people across the continent. And I'm also I'm building for those ones who are asking, Black media doesn't do anything. Anyway, I'm building a business which would help the Africa diaspora.
I got to move on to other people.
I'm concluding.
I gotta move on to other people. I just gotta move on. I gotta go. I have to go.
You're rude as hell.
Okay, it was the last statement though, but it's okay.
Okay. African Unite Force. Okay, African Unite Force. We're closing out, so we can't. You can't.
Right. I'm just going to be quick on this, and I know you're closing out, but thank you so much for the opportunity, Prince Danis. I really appreciate it. Greetings, everyone. I truly appreciate that we're having this conversation, but I'm not too okay with some perspective, particularly to Brandy. First of all, one thing I want to say is that about Uncle Phil, I think Uncle Phil has done a great job when it comes to bringing out information, because there's a difference between bringing information and just, sending out negativity. He's actually reporting. If not for his channel, I would not have known actually what is happening in the States, what Black Americans are going through. I was educated through his channel. When I started seeing all of these things he was showing, it then made me to begin to do research about the Black American history and what is really going on in the state and what is happening. Then I begin to have another understanding and a different perspective. So his channel, he's done a really, really great job. So again, you have no rights. Well, you have a right since it's a social media. But again, since we're talking about, supporting Black people, protecting ourselves and be respected, you don't have to come on here and disrespect him. He's a big YouTuber. You have to respect him. You don't come here and talk about these things. You can talk to him privately if you have anything to say about him, about his personal growth, or about and he's doing his thing his own way. So you have to respect him. If there is anything that you think that is wrong and it should be done in a particular way, I think you should be the one to do it, since you're the one that have the eyes to see that something is wrong, something is not okay. Because I'll take myself for example. I I'm not someone who likes to be on social media. I'm very shy as a person when it comes to my personal life, right? But when I saw two Russian women headed to Ghana, they went straight to the slum. They were doing videos and showing that they were speaking Russian. I speak Russian. Do you understand? So when I went to their social media and their platform, and I saw everything they were talking Africa and many things they were doing, this is not the has been doing all of that got me to start a YouTube channel to do that, right? So I mean, since we are closing, I can't go further than that, but I just want to say that let's support each other, and some discussion should not be on this YouTube platform. It should be offline. So thank you. That's all I got to say.
Okay, no problem. Uncle Phil, go ahead, bro. Close it out.
Okay. I definitely appreciate you, Dynas, for like I said, once again having this conversation, and to the sisters, the Diaspora Channel and the African Unite Force. I'm both subscribed to you guys, and could you guys email me, because I'd love to have you guys on the show, because I always enjoy your content. So just to wrap up, basically, this is my responsibility real quick. So this is a quick scenario. If there's a serial killer in your town and they only targeting, black people, let's say only targeting, black women, right? And I know about it because it's negative to report on the deaths that's happening. Should I not let my people know there's a serial killer in town only targeting, black people, black women, etc., because it's negative to talk about those deaths? Should I not warn my people so they can protect themselves, so they could, watch where they go, arm up, whatever they need to do, because they need the news and information? That's basically what I'm doing. I'm warning you and also informing the world what's going on with us, because one of the big diaspora issues we have is that they don't know our story and sometimes we don't know theirs. So we try to bring both together on our platform. So if it's negative, being a watchman, I'll be that. But, for us, we're going to continue to do that daily. But, if you guys don't know about our channel, like the African Diaspora News channel, we also have African Diaspora News Insider, and also Lou Major was talking about celebrity news as well. We do that. The Phil Scott Show. We call in the market on all of that. We want to do that because we got to tell our own stories, even in celebrity space. Thank you guys for rocking with us here, and thank you, Dynas, for being a gracious host, dealing with all this back and forth.
No problem.
You probably had to take a Tylenol for.
No problem. But I want to address something real quick. Now, people are in the chat room saying I was rude for cutting African Tigers off. Now, I just did the same thing to Brandon, and none of y'all was complaining. I literally just did the same thing to Brandon. I said, Brandon, come on, bro, we're closing out. Keep it short. And none of you guys were complaining. Again, we're closing out. Like, you got to keep it short. We're closing out. You got to keep it short. But again, I did the same thing to Brandon when he was closing out, saying, Brandon, we got to go. We got to move on. And none of you guys was in the chat room complaining.
My channel not big enough.
Okay, well, yeah, well, I'm just saying we're closing out. So everyone, thank you so much for joining. Like, share, and subscribe. Make sure you go to dynastymir.com. If African Tigers is watching, if I offended you, I apologize, but we were closing out. And again, I did the same thing to Brandon, and nobody got upset. But when I did the African Tigers, people were in the chat room upset for some reason. So until next time, family, Dynasty Mirror, search for Huru. Peace.